No, it's a good thing this one showed up again in the slideshow, because now you can read all the text. It's good. I intended that. Ho, ho, hello. Merry holidays. Salutations, citizens. Welcome to the Christmas stream. How you guys doing? Take a look at chat here. The music is nice. That was Under Giant Trees by Agnes Obel. I tried to find a good Christmas song. I almost did this song by well, now it's all out of order. God damn it. Yeah, I almost did this song by Sufjan Stevens. 1, 2. But it seemed a little too traditionally Christmas. You know, for today's Christmas stream, this is a Christmas for the rest of us, you know? Much like how in January I'm going to be doing Halloween for the rest of us, a stream to wrap up all the Halloween stuff that I had submitted that I didn't get to, for the rest of us, you know, in January. Why not? So this is Christmas for the rest of us, you know. I was feeling down this year. I don't really have a lot of people to celebrate Christmas with. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna pick myself up by my jock straps, and I'm gonna celebrate Christmas the only way I really know how, which is to laugh at the less fortunate. Namely, to feel better about, you know, listen, my Christmas, a lot of you maybe, you know, maybe you're alone, maybe your Christmas is a little crappy. We're going to see some people today, though, who's... I'm not going to say hopefully they're having a more crappy Christmas, but I think we can all agree they're probably having a more crappy Christmas. I think we can all kind of agree on that. Let me see the chat again. A Festivus for the rest of us, that's right. Are you having a Sangy Christmas? Well, hopefully not, although... Looking at literally the first video I have open, maybe. I might be having... Uh-oh. I don't know what's going on with this. Yeah. This is all kind of slapped together. There's like 2 things that I had set up, like particularly for the next stream that I was looking forward to. But then I just decided to look up a few things, and, you know, hopefully we strike gold today. Because I found some stuff that looks promising, and some of it is Christmas related, some of it is Christmas themed. I'd like to just say that this stream is exclusively for the Santa deniers in chat. I don't want any of that because it's cryptozoology is what it is. I mean, we've never seen Santa. We don't know what kind of life form he would be. You know, for all we know, he's like some kind of monkey fish frog or something. So, I mean, I'm brooking no foolishness with that. Santa deniers only, none of that nonsense. So, let's get into it here. This is Baby Boy, ABDL and others, Christmas Eve. And this was a video that I found within the hour. I looked up, from what I remember, I was trying to find a video that I saw a while ago as like a cold open, you know, start the stream with the video. But I was not able to find that video. Instead, I found this fellow, which this is kind of scary. I can't add this video to a playlist, and the comments are turned off. But it's not, thankfully, on YouTube Kids. Whenever I see that, I'm like, oh, is this on YouTube Kids? I thought some kid might get recommended this video, which is probably a bad idea. Even though this is Baby Boy, as we can see his ass in his picture here. Let's ring in the holidays. O come, ye ABDL, and ransom captive diaper pail.
Good morning. It's Christmas Eve.
Good morning.
Hope you celebrate it. 24th, 2021. First, I'll talk about the I told you earlier that to get the 4-day ones. Remember?
What?
Remember it's 2, 4. Then you get mornings, Those mornings.
He's got like a pill
News,
sorter.
news.
Is this guy alright? Is he in like a mental hospital? This is concerning. He's in like this sterile, like concrete room. There's lockers behind him. It appears there's bars on the windows. He seems to be in some kind of scrubs or something. And he's got these pill sorters. Is he in jail? What is going on here?
Green is evenings. And purple is bedtime.
Bedtime.
Yes. He's got Braille. Not much. Colors are nice.
Somebody in chat says, forgive me if I'm paraphrasing, but didn't Santa Claus invent prostitutes? Yeah, probably. You know, what do you think the elves are?
Braille's perfect. Let me get... I also got...
Mrs. Claus is like the one who run the older woman who runs the brothel. That's what's going on. I understand now.
Washcloths, especially if you need help when you're homeless in the streets, and a place like this you can't take a shower.
Where are you? Okay, now I'm concerned. I wonder. We could just look at his channel and probably find out, but what's going on, big guy?
I'm gonna... Isaiah 9, chapter 9, paragraphs 1 through 7.
Oh, is he reading the Bible?
He will be called Wonderful.
Oh, do you think he's like next door to Chris Chan on the cell block? I don't know. Both reading the Bible. Apparently there's a new Chris Chan phone call. I have to say, I apologize to everybody. There was supposed to be a Bella Jank stream this year. There probably won't be this year, but soon. It's still happening. Most things that I promise, unless it's Movie Bob Part 2, are still happening, but maybe they're getting pushed back a little. I was gonna do the Iron Wrath cooking video, but I'm much, you know, in an ironic and artistic cinematic parallel to Iron Wrath. I'm not happy with my kitchen, and I think I want to move before I do the cooking video. So that's I didn't realize until I was just about to say that wow, isn't that the exact reason that Iron Wrath doesn't stop doing his cooking videos, or the reason he gave anyway? He was like ashamed of his kitchen. Well, you know, I I am young Iron Wrath. It's all downhill from here. It's the transformation has begun. But yeah, someone in chat pointed out we're looking at his pills. This is off to a great start. Like I said, you know, this obviously is not a bully stream, but I will say that, man, if you're trying to feel better about yourself on Christmas, this might be the stream for you.
Counselor Mighty, God, everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Isaiah chapter 9, paragraph 6.
Wasn't I in the middle of moving 3 months ago? Well, son, you see, when your parents fucked your credit years ago, such things are not necessarily as easy as they should be. But we're working on it. Wheels are in motion, Babu. Wheels are in motion.
Prince of Peace. I'll show you right there.
Is that even the Bible? What is
December
that?
24th. 2020.
Okay, so he was like reading the Bible.
Me and Joseph are almost there. They're there, pretty much. And remember, 3 Wise Men follow the Bethlehem star. Remember, it comes out.
Even the subtitles can't tell what he's saying.
It came out this summer. Is it this Bible I put it in?
I'm just asking you to slow down a little bit, friend.
This is the Catholic edition of the Bible.
Monopoly Catholic edition.
I got pictures.
D&D Catholic edition.
Here. Like a picture book.
Did you hear about how D&D is like over? They overly wokened themselves, and they literally like ruined mechanics, and got rid of like the Beholder is the one. Is that the one that's just the Kako demon from from Doom is just like a ripoff of the big floating eye. Yeah, they got rid of that, apparently, because apparently a big floating eye is racist. I don't know, man. Good job. Good job, D&D people. You did it. You're the most socially conscious company. Good job.
Bethlehem Star, 700 years. I got it written down.
Alright, well, I don't know what our friend here is saying. He is supposedly this is an ABDL Christmas, but I mean, his name is Baby Boy. What's going on his channel? Is our baby boy okay? He seems to be able to go out, so he's not in jail. There is a video of him, ABDL and others, sucking my pink pacifier in park. And this is from 4 days ago. And, yeah, I mean, he's out here.
Hey, good morning, it's Baby Boy.
Good morning.
Like yesterday's video. Yeah.
Looks like Bryan Cranston. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. An ABDL. Oh, good. You want to make sure you're kitted out under your mask there. I love Daddy. That's cool. Is this the whole video? Like, yes, I can see that you are sucking your pink pacifier in park. I can see that. I don't know why that needed to be 20 minutes. ABDL and others. I don't know why all of his videos start with that, whatever that means. I guess it means, like, if you're an ABDL like him or others, which, you know, you gotta be inclusive to everybody. But ABDL and others taking down very bad kind dappers, FBI.
Hey, it's ABDL Day Pro. Hey, this is very, very, very important.
Okay, listen. I'm sure this man's mental state or whatever is going on in his life, something's not all perfect, but can you just slow down when you're talking just a little bit? You're running a YouTube channel here. I kinda understand you, man.
The cops won't do nothing here in the New York, New Jersey area. They're kidnappers. They are killing people. They're selling them. Sorry about the noise. There's no place quiet place. I can't do it inside. I don't think the train.
Funnily enough, the automatic captions are actually figuring out what he's saying better than I am. Quiet place. I can't do it inside. The caption algorithm shit on YouTube. I never used to use those when I watched videos, but now I tend to, because, I don't know. You know, I'm stupid. I was reading... I've been getting really back into Wheel of Time again, and I'm, like, most of the way through the 7th book now. I finished the season of the TV show the other night. I recorded a very incensed and opinionated podcast type thing talking about it for all 5 of the people in my audience who are interested in Wheel of Time. That'll be up on the channel soon. But I've been like reading the book while playing the audiobook, and I feel like I'm on adult leapfrog. Sometimes with the descriptions and stuff, getting both helps. I don't know. But, you know, I guess that's where I am now. And so I've been playing YouTube videos more with the captions on, the automated captions, and I've noticed some things about it. For one, apparently it blocks out the word extremist now. I think it also blocked out the word stupid at one point that I was watching. But I've noticed that there's, like, multiple caption algorithms, and some of them are really impressive, like this one managing to decipher this mush-mouthed stuff. Not a bully stream, but it's very hard to understand. And then some of them are just really confusing. Sometimes you'll click on the same channel, you know, that you've been watching. You click on one of their videos, and all of a sudden it's like distracting to look at the subtitles fuck every other word up, and it's like, what? Did it give me like the Afrikaans caption algorithm but in English or something? Like, is something wrong here? I don't know, bit of an aside. But yeah, the YouTube automated caption algorithm thing is interesting if you actually pay attention to it. Namely, it's scarily good at figuring out whatever this guy's saying.
That.
Except it says music, so never mind.
They want the money for ransom. People are loved ones around the world. It's not a homeless shelter in New York. It's their house.
Oh.
He's got family in California. I'm not caught. The cops do nothing about it until they're dead. I talked to them. They wanted to call the cops here in New Jersey to get the.
Now, I know someone in chat is already doing the thing where they're like, "This man is not well. How can we watch him?" But, you know, again, listen. Is your Christmas better than this man's? Probably. Yes, probably. That's all I'm saying. ABDL and others, diaper leak, pee my pants. See, this is more, you know, don't rise above your station, baby boy. You're talking about kidnappers and FBI. Go, continue with peeing your pants. That's what we love you for.
Yeah, ABDL, they're proud. I'm outside, it's windy. This one's for 18. If you're not, please leave. This happened to
oh boy. Thank you for showing us proof.
That happened today.
That happened today. Now, are you even... Oh, diaper leak, I see. So it leaked from the diaper. Well, it doesn't sound like the diapers are doing their job then. I mean, also, you know, again, not a bully stream. We're not here to be mean, but, you know, if looking at this guy, if he just peed his pants in public normally, without being an ABDL, I don't think it would be, you know, I mean, I'm sure that would happen. I don't know, but thank you for showing us. Oh, yeah. Oh, imagine the smell. High detail on that denim. That's that elderly homeless man piss-soaked ABDL denim. All right, well that's baby boy, and we're probably better off than him for Christmas. Merry Christmas to baby boy. Let me take a look here. Now I had a few that were Christmas themed that I had saved, so we're gonna look at some of these before we get into some of the non-Christmas themed stuff. I have one thing. Does anybody remember the stream where I looked at Neo Jesus and his awful video about like internet critics? He has a new one about Red Letter Media. I say new, it's like a month old, but he has a new one. And I watched it, and it's the worst thing he's ever made, short of his original productions. But yeah, Neo Jesus, we got Jesus for Christmas, everybody. He's back. So that'll be in a little bit. But for now, I need to like separate this from the playlist that I have it saved on, because otherwise it'll spoil. It'll spoil you on what's to come. But this is Myth Mess Rant from Atheist Mo. Look, it's Mo. And, you know, atheists on Christmas be like... Oh, man, atheists on Christmas is like in South Park when Kyle can't celebrate Christmas. Can you tell I'm still watching South Park? Can you tell? Last night was Christmas South Park, 'cause I saw the Woodland Critters for the first time, and some other Mr. Hanky classics and whatnot. Oh yeah, and Red Sleigh Down, where Santa fucking goes down in the Middle East and Jesus dies saving him. It's great episode. I just spoiled it, but great episode. Anyways, Atheists on Christmas. Let's see what it's like. Oh, good.
Hello.
Oh, wow, that voice. This guy should be fucking doing commercials, but he better make sure he fixes his goddamn fire smoke detector before he does any recording, because I remember... Listen, friend, when I was first making YouTube videos, I too had a beeping in the background that people would occasionally notice behind the too loud background music that I included and the edits that I would try to do around those beeps. But yeah, you know, you want to try to fix that beeping. That's not good. You hear that and immediately you're like, okay, that's either a 12-year-old in elementary school skidding their sneakers across the floor, or it's the fire the smoke alarm.
You know, I really did have to work Christmas Eve. But damn. I only got a $14 an hour job, and I gotta work every hour that I can.
Merry Christmas, everyone! Oh, I don't mean to, like, laugh at this guy's suffering, but I don't know. It's just, I set out to do a thing, and I did it. I set out to bring us people that we can look at Christmas that'll make ourselves feel a little better. It's the Christmas, it's like in the Star Wars holiday special, actually, another great Christmas thing. It's like in that, when they show you, now for footage from Tatooine, which we hope will enrich our lives by comparison. These people suck, so let's feel better about ourselves.
And just to make it, so I work at this restaurant, and I know that I hear in the background people singing "Joy to the World," blah 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 blah, and Santa Claus is coming to town, and then "Oh Silent
Santa
Night,
believers.
Holy Night, la 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 la," and I was on my best behavior because that shit really irritates the fuck out of me. I was on my best behavior at work because I didn't want to create a scene where I'm a total asshole, but when you hear Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, and Merry Christmas over and over again throughout the day, I gotta just think of the cruelties and violences of the book.
Oh, now we're doing the thing where, well, the Bible is... Listen, Christmas is not about Jesus. Don't let them fool you. I'd like to point out that, you know, as much as I joke that, oh, we're here to laugh at the less fortunate, I mean, I do somewhat agree, you know, people trying to be merry, and it's like, yeah, well... I don't know. What's to be merry about, really? The fact that the current horrible flesh-eating virus variant is less awful than the previous horrible virus variant. Hopefully we can assume that the next 10 horrible virus variants might be, like, a little bit more chill as well. Maybe in 40 years this might be over. Yeah, man. Merry Christmas.
Okay, about the book, this one, I'm going to retire this one because all of a sudden it's come off hinge where it's going to fucking fall apart. Let's see. Fall apart.
Oh man, that's happening to my crown of swords.
And the middle's going to fall out.
Okay, not that bad.
Well, I always keep a spare.
Alright, so he's gonna, like, read us some Bible lore to disprove Santa with facts and logic, I guess.
Death is like a light switch. Once you're off forever.
5 golden rings.
Never to think or have a conscience.
Oh my god. Look, you know, I'm one of those dipshits that calls myself an agnostic because I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know. I don't know the answer. I'm one of those dipshits. I'm also like a centrist. So there you go. I'm a religious centrist. So I'm not against people, obviously, that are atheists or anything like that. But my God, this is fucking depressing, dude. Do you like? It's just how you like live your lives, God. Like I don't even think about it, you know. Well, no, I think about death all the time, actually. But you know, this is like, fuck, dude. It's Christmas. Come on. This is like, get your head out of the noose, dude. Fuck.
Because you fucking died. Okay. Why don't you
We're
stop?
all just waiting to die, man. Santa Claus, holly jolly, joy on earth, no such thing.
Stop making fun of my religion, Mo. Why don't you? Please, brother. Oh, why are you an atheist, Mo? Okay,
He's directly
you're so
responding
damn
to us.
offended. Let's go with that. Psalm 119, 165.
Oh man, there are some atheists who are more obsessed with the Bible than the Bible people. You ever think about that? You ever think about like the people, you know, like this guy who are just like thumbing through the Bible, they know the exact Psalms because they hate it all so much. I think that's worse than like knowing the Bible back to front because you like it. That's like repeatedly watching Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Great peace. There it is right there. Great peace.
I just
Or
jumped
both.
in. What am I watching? Well, chat member, you're watching the happiest Christmas that I've ever seen. This is truly heartwarming. Really.
Love the law of the Lord, and nothing shall offend them. Facebook. Let's see. Facebook.
No, don't take us to Facebook. Man, the Bible and Facebook. This is a real elderly people combo.
Not one little title shall pass away from the
Just
law.
like cynically, like spitefully reading the Bible alone for Christmas. My God, man. Go to a bar. Is anything open? Like fuck. We are nearly 12 minutes into this and there's not even anybody in his chat. What's going on, Atheist Mo? Do you need some help? No, I am not thankful. I should not think so. An atheist commentary on comma. Not a debate, just... Is this guy, like, younger than I thought? Because he's got, like, a fuckboy haircut here. You Grinch, you get a lump of coal, you damn atheist. And then another video called You Grinch. Well, let's watch this one. Oh, man. The live chat replay got turned off for this one. It was too spicy.
Hello.
Hello.
It's me again. It's going to be another rant about how I'm fucking emotionally disturbed because some of my best friends are deluded in the head. They're Christians. And they're singing Santa songs like ho ho ho, merry 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 Christmas and shit like that. And I'm so adamant as an anti-religionist that
Oh God! Can you like? It's kind of a cart. It's a chicken and egg thing where it's like which came first? This guy's like depressing atheism. I'm not saying all atheism is depressing, obviously. I'm just saying like this in particular is very depressing. Or like, because I can't assume that he can manage to keep a lot of friends when he's this way, you know? Like, not a bully stream, but like, man, it's Christmas, and you're just like, the violence in the world, though. It's, come on, man, drink some eggnog. Like, what's going? Watch Home Alone. It's not all bad. I don't know, but you know, like, did he lose all his friends because of being this way, or did he become this way because he lost all his? I don't know. It's.
The word Christ is offensive.
Oh, you
It's
can't
a
see the
cuss word
video?
to me. The word God.
I mean, what did you miss? You missed this guy leaning on his elbow, or his elbow on his knee, and his fist on his chin. That's like the whole video. You didn't exactly miss the special effects of Dune here.
Cuss word to me. And I don't know.
Oh no.
I just go off on a rant. I don't know. I got a vendetta against this because it's very hurtful if you really read your book.
Oh God, you're an atheist? Why do you read the Bible so much?
Oh, we're gonna say, why don't you celebrate Christmas, Mo? Ha ha ha! You don't believe. Everyone believes. Everyone believes. Well, the world population might be up to 8 billion people, and Christians, Catholics, and all the Christian denominations, I'll give you 2 billion at the most.
What? Okay.
There's another 2 billion that might be.
I'm not a Catholic or a Christian, and I you know, sometimes enjoy Christmas. As South Park once told us, it's about presents, really, at the end of the day.
Muslim or Buddhist or some other fucking religions.
And
there is going to be like 20% atheists probably throughout the world. And
that's a big percentage. I don't know about that. Even
there's a lot more Bible atheists because I'm only giving you like.
Is there a name for like people that obsess over the Bible but still think God's not real? Is that what Bible atheists? That just seems like a lot of work. Like, being an atheist, you think the draw of it is you don't have to go to church, you don't gotta read the boring, stupid Bible, you don't gotta, you know, pray, and like, can you imagine being like a Muslim and they gotta like do the whole like prayer ceremony thing where isn't that a thing? They have to like face east or something? I don't know. I'm stupid. Listen, don't take my word for it, but I'm just saying. Being an atheist, you're supposed to, like, not have to deal with that. But my God, just, like, a Bible atheist.
Say 20% to 25 tops percent there are Christians in the world. And I gotta tell you that you're all deluded in the head. That I do not endorse this book or advocate the use of words of this book. I'm an atheist. I use this book as a weapon against itself. It's all evil. Okay. It's all lies.
So he's an atheist, but he uses the Bible power-up from Symphony of the Night. I understand. It's a good power-up.
Well, I know I'm not a pastor. I'm an activist against this evil, despicable book. Now, what made you...
Okay, all right. Listen, this feels less Christmassy than videos that are not about Christmas. This is a very depressing video. But that's atheist Mo, and he's living his best life. Is there anything else here? This is not like a well-known channel. His most popular video has 55 views. But I mean, he does have a lot of videos. Horror David is the name of one of his streams. Stuff about people being offended. A number of streams just called Hi. I should do that. I should just start a stream and just call it Hi. But that's Atheist Mo. We're gonna move along here to... okay, well... Alright, hang on a second here. Get this, without the playlist. There you go. So this is hashtag Free Kitty Stevens. And, she is an elderly lady. Hashtag Teens for Profit. This is happening all around the world, and you can make a difference, and you have to help people now. It's not the time to be passive. It is easy to do something about what is occurring around the globe. This is hashtag human trafficking by authorities who are supposed to be serving and protecting us, space period. She is a gifted artist and has the okay, now we're just... Alright, who? I don't know. She's a gifted artist and has a learning disability, and she was badly abused and traumatized while authorities made fun of us and laughed as we got sicker and sicker and beg her for, for help. Space period. Does she look abused or neglected? Space comma. 2 birthday parties. Space comma. Do you see anything wrong? She had a beautiful life and she was kidnapped December 31st, 21, which is in the future, so this is alarming. Everybody, is whoever this is okay? Oh god. Right. Apparently we can pay her $80 for a tarot reading or something. How about that? Well, crazy Christmas rant and free readings.
Oh my god, that's not very good lighting. Did you hear that noise when I said that? But there's a light on my face too. But there's it's beautiful out there.
Oh my god.
You see? It's hard for me to show people the beauty of where I'm at, but I always want to. I see other YouTubers, they're able to do that, but it depending on where you live, what kind of equipment the city has, you know? Even though it's all T5 where I'm at, guys. Sorry about the mess.
I don't mean to be too mean here. This lady's clearly got stuff going on with her, but, you know, that being said, do any of you really want to be... this is a genuine question. Do any of you really want to be the person who comes into the chat and is like, well, this is just a person who is struggling with... Come on. It's Christmas. You know, like, we're all just here to watch people. This is just people watching. It's like we're at a cafe before the world turned into a dystopia. It's like we're at a cafe and we see some lady and we're like, oh, what's her story? And you know, it's perfectly innocent. I say as I play scary music over her living her life. Perfectly innocent.
I'm not coordinating this very well. Okay. Somebody wants a free reading. Go for it. If not, I wasn't planning to do readings, but I kind of want to calm down a little bit, and I want to... Hi, Tiger Dragon!
I mean, I can understand why she's so, you know, shaken up, because, you know, someone in her life, I don't know who, presumably a teen, presumably a she, will be kidnapped in, like 6 days or something. So, you know, that's pretty distressing. Will past tense be kidnapped? Will be past tense. Yeah. Claw, there's no audio. Are you sure there's not audio? Are you sure it's not just you?
I'm doing a video vlog of my day here. I'm gonna turn in another direction. How do you like the scary painting I'm working on?
It's a nice scary painting.
And here we have Quinlan. I love her. and I study with Master Chinghard, you know.
Master Chinghard. Okay.
So many other people that, you know, that are way better known than me, that are like, you can look it up. You can look up Dr. Ito. You can look up, like, there's, okay. Just because
Dr.
you don't know,
Ito.
and like Albert Einstein has stuff that we don't know about. You understand?
Albert Einstein.
No scientist has ever been able to go further.
Even further
So
beyond.
you're just not taught about that.
Uh-huh.
So collectively, everything that's happening is all us. And we can change it tomorrow. Right? So we kind of got to understand.
Someone just sounds like she's on the verge of tears like all the time. This is... So it's, I don't know. Does this become about Christmas? This is supposed to be a Christmas rant.
Even more chaotic.
Instead, we're just getting tarot cards.
Stay with me.
I'm with you.
Bristy. You got me? Mukherjee. I'm sorry. Because I want to take that further. You know,
people in here are actually getting their, like, tarot card readings done. Will my BF Deepit marry me to against his family? Will my BF Deepit marry me to against his family? Why are we just reading tarot cards when evidently someone has been or will be kidnapped? What is all this about? What's going on with the kidnapping subplot? How's that going to change the dynamic?
I'm very interested about that kind of, like, in your countries, your parents rule that, and it's difficult because I know that people are trying to bust out of that, and kind of the awakening and it requires you to bust out of it. So India is, there's a lot of control. I don't know if you're in India.
Okay, what does this have to do with Christmas?
And the universe is going to show me all the people I heard, and they're going to show me right down the line. All the people I heard.
I see. So, hashtag free Kitty Stevens. What's going on here? Is everybody okay? Who killed Kenika Jenkins? Predictions about Trump. Oh, that sounds fun. Aloe vera for age spots. We got like Aes Sedai or something here. Relationship spread tutorial. What happened to the fucking like kidnapping? Where's that? Where is all the kidnapping? Why is this all tarot cards? Where's the kidnapping? Oh man, I don't know, but that's Kitty Stevens. That was supposed to be a Christmas related rant, but just kind of turned into tarot cards. I did get the chance to play spooky music when she started like evilly laughing. That was a little bit weird, but you know, I'm sure she's just living her life. Now here is some guy who apparently this guy is like some kind of politics channel, I guess. His name is PRM Political Opinion. Let me rant at you why this Christmas sucks. Now, we've got hashtag Trump in the video. This could go either way. Now, what I mean by that is, you know, look at this fellow. This could very easily be either a positive hashtag Trump or a negative hashtag Trump. He's got a bit of the, like, you know, get out of my country look, but he also has a bit of the, you know, soy Nintendo Switch boyfriend look. So, you know, in a sense, it could go either way. Satan has come again.
So I really hope you don't have my problem. My problem is everyone in my family are Trump supporters. They're anti-vaxxers. Real problematic people.
Problematic.
Really, genuinely problematic people.
Cannot we at least try to not use the word problematic? Can't we find a different word? I physically cannot hear that word without wanting to gag. Can we just find a different... Troubling. Say troubling. I don't care. That's not problematic anymore. I want to kill myself when I hear problematic.
And it didn't occur to me how problematic they were until Donald Trump came into office.
Buddy, Trump's been out of office for like a year. Can you I mean, I'm sure there's still people in your family who will be in support of him, and I'm sure that going to a holiday dealing with that might be kind of annoying for you, but like, I don't know, man. It's been a year. You can stop replying to his tweets. He's not gonna at you.
I mean, as soon as he got elected, I knew something was desperately wrong.
If only he could go to Christmas with his family, they might be able to give him glasses that fit his face.
But then when he totally blew off the pandemic, that was a whole nother level. Like, it was a continuous pattern of finding the bottom of the barrel, but you never found the bottom of the barrel.
I'm glad this guy can be so brave as to say that Trump's stinky. You know, I'm glad that in the year 2021, after his presidency, somebody came out and said it, you know.
And then when you think you found the bottom of the barrel keeps going, and it keeps going, and it keeps going. Anyways, it has led me to reassess everything and everyone in my life who is an anti-vaxxer, a Trump supporter, all the above. And the results are not good. The results are not good.
I get it. You know, when people are like militant anti-vaxxers, it's like, all right, it's kind of hard to even talk to you. But what puts this... Why do people like this always feel like they're in a position to, like, purity test their family and friends? Like, that's why people hate people like this. It's like it's Christmas, you know? Why are you... You know, I know someone who's doing a Christmas dinner with their family, and a lot of their family is like Trump people. They are not a Trump person. And they are, you know, it's not a problem for them, because who's bringing up politics at Christmas? Really? Like, what asshole is the one that starts talking about Trump after he's no longer in office? Maybe it's not this guy, but I don't know. It's like, what qualifies this guy? He can't even get his glasses to fit on his face right. Why is he up to like, oh, it's not good. I have judged them and found them wanting.
Because I don't know how to go forward with people that maintain this level of depravity, of inhumanity, of blatant arrogance, and...
Dude, you can stop replying to his tweets. He's not gonna... This is totally the type of guy who would stalk Trump's Twitter. Every time he'd say something, he'd be like, "You're a fat piece of shit. You're a disgrace. You're ignorant. You're arrogant." It's like, Daddy Trump is not going to respond, friend. You can just find a hobby. I don't know. You know, remember before Trump? Remember the person you might have been before then? Maybe that was better. I don't know.
Ignorance and them being family isn't towing the chain anymore. It's like that's so done and gone. You have to understand that. My blood,
Yes, I know Trump's Twitter is gone, which is why this guy needs to stop. He's not going to respond. He can't.
Closest family members to me. That chain of close family relations where blood is thicker than water, or whatever the stupid phrase is, that isn't working anymore. So
in other words, you just have such a stick up your ass that even even just not bringing up Trump, you can't possibly have like a turkey with your family. Wow, this really sounds like a you problem. Like, I don't know. I don't know his family. Maybe he goes over there and the whole fucking place, like, there's a Mike Pence cardboard standee, and like, I don't know. Maybe they're really obnoxious about it, but this is starting to seem like it's a him problem.
Because you have to get away from ignorant people if you want to thrive in this life. Okay?
Oh, this fucking, like, self-satisfied, like, yes, they're all stupider than me. Oh, God. I really thought once the fucking other senile rapist got elected that this would be over, but no.
And if you want to
some people just won't let it be over.
Right now, my parents are going to an anti-vaxxers, anti-maskers, my sister, going to their Christmas party. And I'm just like, I'm literally preparing.
I think those are ladies' glasses. Huh.
For my mother and father to be dead soon. Because those people that she's going to attend this party with, none of them care about wearing masks. None of them are vaxxed or boosted. Nada. Absolutely none. My parents are 75 and 80 years old. Okay?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, that's troubling, I guess. That's problematic. But they're 75 and 80. I think they can make their choice, even if it's a stupid one. Even if you think it's a stupid one, they can make their choice.
So I have to plan on losing them. And it's like, I keep saying this, I don't know how to feel anymore. I genuinely don't, because my whole life is getting away from ignorance. My whole life is getting away from reckless people. My whole life.
Bro, you do a YouTube political channel. I guarantee you have not gotten away from ignorance.
Is doing the right thing. So when I meet this level of egregious betrayal. Trust me, those feelings of love and warmth that family usually have, they're not there anymore. They evaporate. Wills dissolve. Love dissolves real quick.
Man, this is
and
so
yeah,
unpleasant.
It's gonna hurt at some point, but I'm angry. And I'm letting my anger speak for me. I'm letting my anger do the heavy lifting here.
Buddy, they made a nice Christmas ham and everything. Just go eat the ham. What is your deal? Come on.
Because this is intolerable. Nobody should tolerate this level of ignorance.
Oh God, yeah, the betrayal. I really should have found the Spoonie clip. That's a good point. Betrayal! Betrayed me!
An overall betrayal.
Oh my... Betrayal! Oh, this guy is... Oh man, he's so smug. Like, I'm sorry, you're not just right, quote unquote. You can't just, like, be that way, you know? People hate people that are that way and are just like, but I'm right, though. They're all wrong and stupid, and I'm right. They're all stupid. That's the only reason. They're stupid, and I am very smart. I don't care what your stance on anything is. Being that way is just, you're just a prick. Fuck off.
Betrayal of the senses, betrayal of basic science, betrayal of the most basic steps to keep yourself safe. It's unforgivable. And it is not, those family bonds don't come into play here. And they think it does. That's the sad part.
That's the sad part. Yes, I agree. They think that, you know, just because you have a difference of opinion politically, that you could maybe still, you know, come by and have the potato salad, you know, have some of the stuffing. They assume that you might be bigger than maybe you are. Although, what am I saying? You look perfectly big.
They think it does.
Not a bully stream.
It doesn't. So, you know, it's just me.
You know, actually, person in chat, I bet his family are just crying their eyes out knowing that he won't be back for holidays next year. Yeah, I mean, this guy just seems like such a pleasant fellow to have a meal with. You know, I'm sure they're really upset about that. Man. You know, can we all just agree that even if you are like a Trump person, you know, this, like, even if you're not, this is just making Trump people look better by comparison. This is just like, they're apparently able to just chill and have a dinner, and this guy is such a fucking, like, pretentious, you know, self-assured, politically driven person that he just can't possibly have a meal with his family. I don't know, man. You're not doing your own image a service here.
This is about me moving on, okay? I have to find a way to move on through this life without the people who are the closest to me.
You don't,
no
actually.
Idea, or no plan.
Well, also, you look like you're like 48. I'm pretty sure you can move through your life without your mom and dad around you, but...
But I know I have to do it, you see? Because...
Eventually, I know I have to move out of the basement. It's going to happen. But for now, I'm content just not meeting my mom's glares when she brings me my pizza rolls.
There is no choice to go forward with this level of human ignorance. I didn't know it was out there this close to me. I knew it was out there. I thought it was far away from me. I didn't know it was this close. But now that I know that it's this close, I'm done.
He's done. Oh, he's not coming to the next... Man, at least they don't... Oh, that's the wrong one. At least they don't have to make 3 extra turkeys. Oh, man, not a bully stream. We all just make jokes here. But yeah, that's Merry Christmas, We Live in Hell from a very nice lad. So here's a channel. Now, one group that I definitely wanted to talk about on this stream of people that are probably having a worse Christmas than we are. One group that I definitely wanted to talk about was... hang on. Let me just show the channel, frankly. Gang stalking people. This is Transcendental Ambassador, the Hidden Light. And the thing that struck me was how many videos he has posted in the span of like 1 day. These are all from... Okay. Yeah, it's like... How many videos per row? 6. So it's like 6, 12, 18, 24... A lot, basically. There's a lot. There's a lot of videos posted in the last day, and he seems to have a wide range of things. Songs, I guess. What songs does he have about being a targeted individual? Nice guitar.
So harmony kind of carries the song, it moves it.
He's a good guitar player. Yeah, I mean, he's a good guitar player. I don't know if he... I mean, where's all of the targeted individual videos? Come on now. Human host, dark entity, artificial synchronicity, special relativity, general... Is this... Oh no, was this guy like some kind of like scientist or something? Or like something? He seems like the kind of person who maybe used to have his life together and then the targeted harassment individual thing started being a problem for him, and now he talks about, like, you know, aliens or whatever. I don't know. But, I don't know. Is there anything even worth looking at from this guy?
Each one of you targeted individuals preceding back to adolescence or at some given point in time during your teenage years. When you discover an anomaly, remember you are spiritually immune, you discover an anomaly. Certain irregularities in nature. Some aspect of physical reality doesn't make sense. That's when.
That's when.
What you discover? You discover that coincidences was
There's no such thing as coincidence.
So what is coincidence? Coincidence is the Oxford Dictionary of Material Science define it as a correspondence in nature.
Right. Something tells me that we're like a third of the way through this video. Something tells me this title is a bit more ambitious than anything this video actually gets to.
Occurrence in time. Another definition for coincidence.
There's a lot going on in this title. Artificial synchronicity. Whatever that is. I don't know. I don't think he's going to explain that in 2 minutes and 24 seconds, but...
Coincidence is when there's a correlation between mutually exclusive events or scenario. But coincidence reoccur. Anything that reoccur, it has a pattern. If it reoccurs, it has a pattern. If it has a pattern, it has a law. If it has a law, it can be replicated. So we have multiple coincidences in our life. So we establish when. What was it? So we have when. What was the coincidences? So we realize it wasn't really coincidences. Consistent. Now, synchronicity adds a second layer. There's a correlation between mutually exclusive events or scenario.
Oh, is this like the whole thing of like, oh man, there's a red car down the road, that means they're watching me? Is that what this is? Like, coincidentally, there happens to be another person living in the building I live in. Yeah, we know what they're here for. I don't know, I thought I was going to have more to look at with this guy. He seems like he has a lot, but all these videos are like really short. There's nothing to really sink your teeth into. And plus, it turns out this isn't even related to Christmas. So, you know, that's that guy. Maybe I'll look more into him at another point. But, you know, he might have something hidden. Reminder that when we first found Iron Wrath, I assumed that there wasn't much worth talking about. I just, like, brought him out at the end of a long stream, and I was like, here's a little wind-down thing. There's this guy, and he's a bit of a... And then we found the cooking video. So for all we know, this guy could be really entertaining. But for now, we're going to close that. And we're going to take a look. Well, now here, you know, if all of his videos were too short, here we have Flat Earth Early Bird 1111. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. A very flat Earth Christmas. I guess if the world was flat, it would probably be easier for Santa to, like, deliver all the presents, but... Flat Earth. Oh, look, it's Joel! Hello. What the fuck was that? I need to start a stream like that. Just like a... the camera's, like, half askew. I'm, like, half fucking, like, omitted by the light in the room. I'm out of focus. I just like wave and then the stream starts. No words need said. This is probably like a song that's copyrighted.
Please don't forget to share it on any platform you deem fit, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so you know when I'm going live.
Yeah, it's Depressed Joel. That's right.
It's normally 1 p.m. Amsterdam time in the weekdays and 2 p.m.
America Silver Patriot says, GM, brother!
Amsterdam time in the weekend, but today it's 3 p.m.
I mean, listen, what is... Does time even really exist if the world is flat? I don't know.
And please also do support me through the PayPal, Patreon, Crypto Wallet, Super Chat and Membership System join button. That would be much appreciated. So, whether today is like a really super clear day. Yeah.
Yep, can't see the
I
curve.
did not expect that. It's quite a contrast with yesterday.
I like the guy in chat who's like, hey, I'm doing a thesis about schizophrenia, and not all the stuff they say is wrong. Sometimes it's right. It's like, yeah, is the flat earth part right? I don't know. Good luck with the thesis. Try not to fall too far down the rabbit hole. You might never get out. Nice blue sky.
Actually, yeah,
Let's get into it, alright?
Like, even as I was very, I would just get woozy.
Woozy.
And I think it has something to do with the bright sun.
Or the 5G.
Because when it's all clouded up, it doesn't really happen. It's weird.
Allergic to vitamin D. Allergic to the sun. That's my theory. Just dead air for a little bit here.
There's nothing I can do about it. Yeah.
The WHO admitted the Omicron is in the jabbed, and many countries giving boosters to child to kill them. Well, you know, George Sanford here in the Flat Earth Streams chat said so, you know, I'll take your word for it.
So yeah, I had dreams, but they were draining. Maybe that's partially why I feel so knackered. Even though I did have overall pretty good rest, despite having been kept up a bit because of the party next door.
See, this is like, the conceit of this is it's a flat earth early bird Merry Christmas. This guy has a bunch of streams. Like, this guy's got a bunch of these. He streams like nearly every day. The longest night. Okay, the 1111 is fucking the number. He's up to 1111 of these. He's done over 1,000 streams. Holy shit. Man, if only this was how my channel looked. Every single video has like the same generic stream thumbnail. That would be great. The mistake is the reward. So, like, wait, the globe is real, gay is normal, vaccines are healthy, not... Uh-oh. Secret Jew reveal? What the fuck? Some of these titles are starting to get a bit spicy. How history really works. I don't know, I kind of... See, these videos are too long. You know, Secret Jew reveal. Where in the nearly 2 hours of this stream does he get to the secret Jews? I want to know about the secret Jews. I want to know what they're up to. I guess we'll watch this one.
Or derive any information. It's just like I watch, it's like, zzz, yep, that's what it is. And then maybe wait until further reactions, responses to even further refine like that frequency, these type of outbursts, or in that direction change. And then I just know, like, that is the crystal of that person. Like, what do you mean auras? I don't have to look at auras, I just see the person's spirit.
I don't have to look at our ass.
Like, yeah. Anyway.
Just sees spirits the way Perrin smells emotions.
Definitely a Jew.
Okay. All right. Well, that's that guy. You know, we you know, go out on a high note and all that. That's the Flat Earth early bird. Man, I know who Cartman's watching this Christmas. So that's yeah, that's that. Merry Christmas to that guy. Here's a very good title that makes me happy. Let me just get rid of this here and play the thing. Look at chat. My aura is blue. Yeah. That was good. You know, that's the good thing about having a video that's like 2 hours long. You just jump to some part and they say something funny. 1 word or 2 words that are funny, and you're just like, yeah, alright. That was worth it. So this is... Merry Grinchmas, gang stalked. No house, no food, no money from Organic Portals and Suncorp Metway Hive. And then the description here. Everything's going good then. Gang stalked! I was as good as moving into the house. Yes, it will be ready for your birthday, she said. Then suddenly, nope, some disassociated terrible excuse of she has family problems. Nothing to do with the house at all. Then my bank is playing their games, blocking the smooth retrieving of my emergency cash request. Because I have to first be in pain before I can obtain... This is very concerning. This is raising more questions than answers. Let's watch.
So look at this. On the 20th, your emergency cash request was not approved by your issuer, Suncorp Bank Australia.
Is this okay? We're getting Visa emails here. Are we allowed to... Pretty much... Okay. Well, pretty much this whole video is just him looking at his email, so we're just gonna...
And it's funny, Suncorp Australia has been part of my gang stalking several times over just the last year that I've required this emergency cash. And it's interesting, you know, this is the week where I just got a great donation of $220 from Chelsea Williamson. Thanks so much for helping me move into the new house. And because everything's going good, that's when the gang stalking starts.
Right, of course.
And my bank doesn't even reply, you know, why they rejected it. Maybe I put in the wrong amount, but I didn't.
I guess it's probably better to have the gang stalking start just when everything's going good. If I was being gang stalked at my lowest moment, like, that would be bad. You don't need to add, like, insult to injury here.
I checked, you know, like I have to request it in US dollars, and it was definitely under by $20, $30, the Australian dollar amount I have in my bank, so that's not it. So that what they're doing is starting to play their little fucking game again, where I have to talk to them, I have to call them from overseas, and I've never done it. And each time the same repetition occurs. I just threaten them that I'm going to shut down my accounts with them.
I just threaten them, and, you know, usually something happens.
Shut down my banking account if they don't approve the emergency cash.
I don't think that's going to, like, make them do it. What? Why would that make... What? Because they'll lose a customer? What? They don't care.
Request. And this has happened, like, 6 times out of 10 months. Almost every second time. But not in every second.
Why do they keep denying your thing? I don't know. This is more boring than I expected. I thought this would be a good video, you know, talking about Christmas, organic portals, and Suncorp. I don't know what that means, but it sounded... Oh, boy. Oh boy. See, now I'm looking at his actual channel. I have not yet looked at his channel, and everything on here looks intimidating. Let's see. Well, he's got some food videos. Let's try one of the food videos here, chat. This is a video you're not gonna believe the name of when you see it. Well, it's not that crazy, but I don't know, I like it. Non-vegan, nutly camping pasta. I don't know, nutly. I thought that was good.
Be licking your paws, yeah. Don't be sitting there in satire of regrets.
What?
Be licking your paws, bros.
Right, sure.
So, just a little explanation of my little meal here.
Oh, God. What the fuck? What the fuck is this? Holy shit.
What I've got there is just peanuts. You know, ultimately I'd like probably walnuts.
What the fuck?
Because walnuts are really good for the brain and many other factors. But yeah, probably cashews or walnuts I'd prefer.
Uh-huh.
Not bad. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
What the fuck?
And then...
Okay, so first of all, the pasta looks like it's been shredded to shit. This is like the fucking... This is like pasta after a bomb goes off. I don't know, maybe he overcooked it or something, but it's not looking good. Second of all, I don't know what the fuck this mixture... I mean, I guess there's peanuts, he says, but what's giving it all this liquid? It kind of almost looks like tuna mixed in with it or something. Good lord.
You can see through there, mixed, is tuna.
Oh my god, I was right. Oh good god, no. Tuna, noodles, and fucking peanuts, everybody. We found the new Iron Wrath. Welcome. Welcome to the stream.
But whole tuna, or what's called here in Uruguay, lomitos. So the entero, or the entire tuna in the coils in one of their little packages.
Mental.
And then it was cooked in shallow oil for us, so definitely oil in there of some sort, probably olive oil.
He did in fact say tuna, that's true. Also, note this liquid over here. Did he piss here? Is this his piss? I don't know.
Is my pick for this because the coconut oil swings the flavour.
Coconut oil.
So I'd be going olive oil preferably.
We've got oily tuna peanut pasta mix. Fucking hell. This would even be slightly more acceptable if at least the pasta didn't look like gaping wounds. This... Fuck me, dude. Wow. Oh, and the slurping.
But point of this one is she's strong.
Right.
A good strong pasta meal, yeah. And it was in the oil, which had a ton of oregano, by the way. I'm not even going to go into oregano. Look up oregano, how good that is.
I just can't. This is one of those ones like King Cobra JFS's sushi bacon cheeseburger, where you're just like, I can't even fathom how these things would taste together. Like, sushi and a cheeseburger. I can't fathom how peanuts and tuna would mix. That sounds like a joke. That sounds like the kind of thing you say like, oh yeah, I'm eating some liver and onions ice cream. That sounds like a joke food mixture. Not a real thing.
It is for you.
Not a thing that real people do.
Stuff is antiviral. One of the strongest antivirals. It's a massive antioxidant.
Well, see, just take this. You don't have to take your vaccine, guys. Aren't you delighted? You don't have to take the vaccine. If you eat this, it's antiviral, right? So all you gotta do is make a tuna and peanut medley, and you'll be good to go. You'll be good to go see Spider-Man.
It's in the top 10 of natural antioxidants, which is interesting. Out of all things on Earth, yeah. So the oregano oil was from yesterday's T-bone steak, right? So you're gonna get some leftover bone juices.
Bone juices.
All the stuff, right? From the fat, the meat, all of it. Leftover juices from solid meat for your meat.
You know,
yeah.
Sometimes I feel bad that on Christmas Day I'm not making like a turkey or whatever. Tomorrow I might make a pot roast and some mashed potatoes with it. You know, that'll be pretty nice. But I'm not making a whole big ass turkey because it's pretty much just me. You know, like I don't need to cook that much for myself. But at least I'm not doing this. At least I'm not making tuna noodle peanut blend for, my holiday meals. It could be worse. That's the theme of this stream, everybody. Merry Christmas to all. It could be worse.
It's made out of meat. It ain't made out of leaves.
That's right. Bone hurt juice. That's right.
It's made out of leaves?
Studies show the hottest new energy drink of the nation is slowly destroying your bones, but people can't stop drinking it.
What do you think? Is it made out of leaves, your body, guys? Leave a comment. And tomorrow comes the Leaf Reset Vegan Cleanse.
Oh, not a
I
cleanse.
might be on.
I'd like to point out this one is non-vegan because it's got the tuna, obviously. This one's non-vegan. Can you imagine how disgusting the vegan food would be?
Maybe watermelon. Like the other day. I may be on watermelon and salad, degunking salad tomorrow.
Degunking.
Right? To even things out.
Why did you eat this gunk of food to have to degunk yourself with the salad? Why gunk up in the first place?
Clear out anything left over that's bad. And to insert more nutrition.
Go down. God damn
just
it.
Keep these sort of cycles going, but to be vegan every day, you know, is ridiculous.
Huh.
Right? Is this made of leaves? Does that look like a leaf to you?
I mean, I understand vegans are hardly people, but you know, let me. Now we need to see. Now I need to look at his channel and see if there's more delicious cooking videos, or you know, food. Yes, he has ASMR and mukbang. That is how he spells it. Mukbang. Heart breathing. So we can do ASMR. Lyme disease mukbang. Sure.
Oh, good morning. So I thought I had completely gotten rid of my Lyme disease bacteria. For 3 days I had no
Lyme disease bacteria, chat. What's the over under on he creates a kombucha SCOBY colony with his Lyme disease bacteria? I don't know.
malaise, pain, fatigue, etc. Sorry, I just woke up. But you know, this morning it has come back a little bit. So this is most of what I was, well, half of what I was doing.
Why does he have braces? He's like 40.
Battling these bacteria, which is like little screws that screw into your tissue.
You know, at least if you're a grown man with braces, you're not a grown woman with braces. That must be a hard one. Because if you're like a grown guy with braces, it's like a little funny at first, but then you're like, oh, well, you've got a problem with your teeth or whatever. But if you're a grown woman, it's like, yeah, that's just gonna make you look like a high school person. I don't know. Oh, the cat looks so sad. Let's get to the Lyme disease mukbang. Let's eat those limes. Cloves? Are we mukbanging cloves? Guys, the ASMR of this mukbang right now.
I've eaten, that's too many. I ate something like 15 cloves once, and just chew the cloves, and I had heart arrhythmias, and, you know, whatever, if there was any parasites in my heart, they were just leaving. It doesn't like me talking.
Can you not have the cat, like, directly in front of the camera?
Now, I'm not cheating, because you can actually use the tartaric acid in coffee, and I'm not an avid coffee drinker, but as of late I am, and I mix it with stevia. I don't have stevia right now. I've also seen that research that shows stevia can help Lyme disease. However, the latest research...
Oh, that's the first thing stevia won't contribute to. Amazing.
Said it doesn't. So, you know, several years. This is a sour orange. So I just picked these up the tree up the road, and it's sour, very sour. And so the order that I was doing this in was the garlic, which I've now had.
The Dalek.
The cloves, and that's quite a few cloves there. There's like 2 or 4.
Is this what vegans do? all day? Like forage for weird oranges and fucking spices and just eat those? Is that what vegans do? Good lord. I found 6 cloves by the side of the road the other day. Oh, for vegans like me, that's a meal right there.
Doing over 10. Don't do over 10 cloves. It can give you harder rhythms.
Okay, so what are you... You're making like a blend of cloves. Uh-huh. Oh, seems great.
Straight from the cloves into shotting this. Apple cider vinegar.
Oh god.
Don't want, obviously the better it is, it has the mother. They say they have it in here, but I don't really see too much. But
Is this like a morning after hangover cure or something? Mukbang banana bread. Note that this is how he spells mukbang, so I am pronouncing it correctly, thank you. Mukbang, most organic portals birthing demon. Oh, we can hear again.
Add some fantastic cannabis oil in coconut oil.
Okay.
Super dark. It's some of the best quality.
Don't let the cat...
He likes the oil. That's some of the best quality cannabis
Does this guy get his cat high on cannabis oil? Does that happen?
oil you're ever going to see on mukbang.
Mukbang.
Yum yum.
Yum yum.
So just going to add a chunk of that. Look how dark it is. Quality. Of course I made it. Okay? If you want that recipe.
Right. Potato mash. Weed oil.
That's it. Good boy. Mukbang them. Get them good.
The cat is so distracting.
Like being on the camera. Anyway.
Oh, this ASMR is just so good. We hear every sound of the forest. How good.
Energies most children now being born are either going to be super high, like, you know, the crystal children and that type of thing, or very low and demons and just just running around like, you know, they're spastic.
That's a child. That's what they do.
Absolutely no focus, right?
I don't know, maybe they have like ADHD or something. I don't know. But you know, that's ASMR and mukbangs. Do we have any more good like food videos? Trash stylizing, old man Magoo, plastic soy boy, obedient estrogen men. Internet cafes in Uruguay. Tattoos are demonic organic portals tags. I'm noticing a theme. Omicron coronoid virus in the air. Virus. $30 bandit degunking salad. So that's the degunk. Okay, because I can see some gunk in the thumbnail. Coronavirus chimerism. You know, I'd rather avoid arguing about Corona, because every time I bring up Corona, it turns into an argument in chat, so we're going to try to avoid that at least a little. Hand burnt again for even thinking about the Organic Portals Handbook. Right, so, you know, that's that friend, that's that fellow. Organic Portals and whatnot. We're going to move along to take a look now at, well, gee, that's the end of my list of shit. So I guess the final thing that I wanted to take a look at, the Jesus in the manger of our stream, of our year, really. So I mentioned earlier Neo Jesus. How many of you remember Neo Jesus? and you know, he talks about internet critics' defense of George Lucas. For some reason, he really doesn't like Ralph the Movie Maker. He's like, he just straight up like hates Ralph the Movie Maker. I'm not sure why. What movie critics don't understand. Yeah, so we watched these videos, a couple of these videos a while back. Basically, a large chunk of this one here, he spends criticizing literally the first YMS video as a way of saying that YMS is bad. I think it's the first. I say literally. I'm pretty sure it's the first. It's his Precious review, which I think was the first thing uploaded on his channel. So he just he spends like 10 minutes of this video pointing out that YMS bad because his first video, I guess, was not great. But yeah, it's very pretentious. It's very film student-y. Of course, he makes his own little short films, and they're not good. This one is like edgy. This one is like pointlessly edgy. Of course, we've got Quentin reviews here, but I don't. It's Christmas. I don't want to think about Quentin reviews. Yeah, he keeps reviewing Ralph the Movie Maker's movies that he makes. Because I guess he just really doesn't like him. I don't know what that's about, but namely, he's got a video now about Red Letter Media, which I always thought, you know, in the problem with internet movie critics, the whole time we were watching this, I was waiting for him to bring up Red Letter Media, and I don't think he ever did. And now there's a whole video about it that's a half an hour long, and I've seen it, and it's really dumb. Let's watch.
Because of the massive following that Red Letter Media has, this could easily be my most disliked video.
Because of how bad the video is, it probably should be.
Fuck it, I guess we're doing this.
Although I don't know if this is dumber than that other one about internet critics, so I don't know. By the way, I guess I should get out my fucking gin. Haven't drank in like 2 months, but Neo Jesus, our little baby in the manger himself, is really gonna drive me to it.
So we all know about this video, and what I have to say about most movie critics here on YouTube, but time and time again, the one that people love to point to as the exception to everything I talked about in is Red Letter Media. Arguably.
Yeah, don't try to push us toward watching that video. No, you shouldn't want people to see that video. That's the type of video that maybe you should have unlisted.
The inventors of the review as parody genre here on YouTube. Their 2009 review of Star Wars: The Phantom Menace has over 10 million views here on YouTube on just the first episode. And you heard me right, the first of 7 episodes culminating in a review that's over an hour long. I honestly don't think I could talk about Star Wars that long if I tried. These reviews would later become known as the Plinkett reviews on account of the fact that the character reviewing the films is a satirical neckbeard stereotype named Mr. Plinkett, and they would pretty much become the guide for most future satirical movie review channels. Your Movie Sucks, I Hate Everything, and Ralph the Movie Maker have all taken at least some level of inspiration from these Plinkett reviews. So,
I mean, we're talking about just film reviewers, but think about all of the other types of reviewers of things that were influenced by the Plinkett videos. It's also worth noting he has Nostalgia Critic in the background here, but he doesn't really point out the fact that, you know, the Plinkett videos came out around the original ones anyway. They came out around the same time that Nostalgia Critic was doing, you know, his terrible videos, you know, back in the heyday of Nostalgia Critic anyway, and yet those videos are like hard to watch, and the Plinkett ones actually hold up pretty well. Not just as like, oh, this was made 10 years ago, but as like, you know, this is actually pretty funny and well put together. He doesn't really bring that up, though, so I don't know.
With that being said, why is it that everyone keeps pointing to these guys as the exception to everything that I personally don't like about these guys?
I'm not too hard on him saying Plinkett is a neckbeard. He's a bit of a neckbeard. I mean, he rants about Star Wars for hours at a time. What else could he be? I mean, obviously he's a centenarian reclusive loner who kidnaps prostitutes and whatnot, but and milks his cat. But neckbeard works.
Well, apart from
he's an old neckbeard.
Being the pioneers of the genre, Red Letter Media is made up of actual filmmakers, people that have actually put in the time and effort required to make them.
If you've never seen this set teardown of the Half in the Bag set, I do recommend you check it out, because it's actually surprisingly interesting seeing them like take apart this thing. I mean, obviously it's a set, but when you're watching the show, Half in the Bag, it's kind of easy to forget that this is just like a set. You almost assume it's like a house or something, but no, it's a set, and they take it apart, and man, they're dedicated, because they destroy that fucking set every other episode pretty much.
Movie and are talking about movies with that knowledge. Because of this, a lot of people claim that I could never make a video on them because they're the ones that have actually done the work that I criticize other channels for not doing or not being that familiar with. To which I say, bet. In reality, this is just one thing that
yes, the bet meme, my favorite.
that Red Letter Media has above other review channels. I still think that a lot of the criticisms I have for other channels still applies to them, because even though they have a bit more credibility being filmmakers, being credible doesn't really mean that you're allowed to say whatever you want and have it be equally as credible. Not only that, but there are other things about Red Letter Media that I don't like that much that weren't really talked about in any of my previous videos. So I think it's about time that I finally got around to making a video on them.
We're getting the uncut Neo-Jesus opinions. I'm just so happy.
But I can't just rush
Christmas
into a
miracle.
video about Red Letter Media. I mean, they pioneered an entire genre of YouTube content. It's not like I could just whip up a 10-minute video that accurately explains everything that they have to offer. No, if I'm gonna do this, then I gotta do it right. And the only way to do it right is to start at the very beginning.
Okay, but does that mean you're going to just watch their first video like you did with YMS? Because that was pretty... I wouldn't say that was doing it right, but alright.
News. We're outside of the Shady Oaks condominium complex, where Senator O'Grady is hiding out inside. Now, the senator has recently been...
Now, one thing, as we watch this, one thing becomes pretty clear, and maybe you'll pick up on it too. If you watch Red Letter Media, you might have already picked up on, at some point while you're watching them, the sort of, I don't know, carefree style of their shit. Where it's like, yeah, they have this whole set that they put together. They showed that earlier. They have this whole set. And, all of these fairly expensive cameras and everything. Like, they're professionals, but they don't feel like they're trying to be, like, all fucking artistic and artsy-fartsy and annoying. Meanwhile, this fella really wants you to know that he is a filmmaker. And he's got this, like, color grading. The whole video looks like it's in 3D because it's all red and blue. He's got, like... Did you notice he's got the cigarette? He's doing the thing where he, the edgy guy smokes the cigarette.
We're outside of the Shady Oaks condominium complex, where Senator O'Grady...
Look at this room. It's all just trashed, too. It's this weird dichotomy of, like, you put in too much effort, but you couldn't pick this shit up off the floor. Come on, man.
O'Grady is hiding out inside. Now, the senator has recently been...
Red Letter Media was originally founded in 2004 by indie filmmakers Mike Stacklaza and Jay Bauman, both of whom had just left their respective production companies to start this new one. One of their earliest projects that you can still find online is their 2003 feature film, Gorilla Interrupted, a quirky indie film about an alien invasion using B-movie style digital effects, a good way of working around budgetary limitations, which I'm sure was an issue at this point in their careers. In the early days, Red Letter...
Man, young Red Letter Media just really makes you think about the concept of time. Rich Evans with hair, man. Really makes you think.
Media didn't have much of an online presence because YouTube didn't exist yet, so they relied mostly on their own website, as well as some small recognition from traditional media, like a clip from their feature film Orange's Revenge of the Eggplant being featured on the CW show Online Nation.
One thing I will say about this video, as much as it does start to get into some very dumb criticisms of Red Letter Media that are kind of just completely wrong, mostly, what's weird is that a lot of what he has to say is totally wrong and misinformed, misguided, but yet his actual info about Red Letter Media is good. I didn't even know that some of this stuff. So, I mean, you know, shout outs to this guy, I guess, for doing some research. Just enough for this, but not enough to be right about anything.
Which, if you don't know, was a TV show hosted by Rhett and Link long before Good Mythical Morning that was cancelled after just 4 episodes. It's now nothing more than just a source of comedic self-deprecation.
By the way, I gotta say, I got my first corona vaccine a little while ago. Literally like 5 days ago or something at this point, and I still can't really taste properly. So that's cool. Sure hoping that goes away soon. Because I'm drinking this gin and I'm getting practically none of the kickback that I should from alcohol, which is dangerous because I don't want to drink too much of the gin. You know, normally you're drinking it and you're like, oh yeah, that kind of tastes a bit disgusting, so you don't want to drink too much. But now, man, I'm all Pfizered out, man. I could just drink this whole fucking thing.
Whenever discussed by the two, as they kind of see it as the low point in their careers. In fact, Red Letter Media's clip premiered on the show the exact same day of its cancellation. I honestly couldn't come up with a comment that's more funny than just the fact that that happened. At this point in time, Red Letter Media was just a small group of indie filmmakers making low-budget films and posting...
Another thing I will say about this, you might start to pick up on it, perhaps you already have with that last comment. He has this sort of... I don't know, cynical, negative kind of aura about him, where, I don't know, he seems to go in, like, wanting to dislike these people. Like, he went in to the video about YMS and Ralph and such, he was like, he already had his mind made up, basically. You know, like people who saw the Cowboy Bebop live action show and they didn't like it because they wanted it to fail, and then it came out and they, you know, decided that it was bad because they wanted it to be bad. I mean, what? I didn't say anything.
Them online. I put a lot of these early projects in the same category as something like early Smosh videos because of the absurdist nature of their content, as well as the vulgar humor, which is still somewhat typical of Red Letter Media even in their current state. But obviously these early projects had a lot less widespread appeal than something like Smosh because of the longer runtimes and bigger emphasis on appealing to other indie filmmakers rather than just the internet as a whole. Of course, this isn't true for everything that they were doing around this time. Series like Produce Aisle, which was done using the same fruit and vegetable puppeteering as Revenge of the Eggplant, have what I can only describe as a very early internet style of humor, back when people still viewed the internet as a means of telling jokes that you couldn't always get away with on TV.
Ricky! Wow!
Oh my god! What the f?
Their other early...
Alright, well that is kind of like edgy for the sake of it, but when did that come out? Like 2007 or something? You know, I'm pretty sure that, I don't know, I feel like certain people like the Nostalgia Critic, their humor might have aged even worse, but sure, you know, it's not aged that well. I will say last night I saw the South Park episode where he teaches mountain lion cubs to give abortions. Stan does the Woodland Critter Christmas, which apparently one of my friends really doesn't like that episode, but I don't know. I thought it was a good time capsule, but yeah.
Projects include a short called Monkey Man Gets His, where a monkey man takes pills from an old lady and then proceeds to eat shit and then take a shit on a plastic Santa statue. Riveting. There's Dude.
How old is that with your riveting, your little fucking snide comment? How old is that? Like fucking 14 years ago or something? It's an old video. Why are you like shitting on it? What is your deal? You just need stuff to be negative about?
Bros, which had potential, I guess. Like, there's parts in it that are genuinely funny.
Broskies, what's up?
But then there's parts where I don't really understand what the joke is, or times where it's just kind of annoying to watch.
Well, that seems like a you problem if you don't understand.
Peter Griffin and shit.
Peanut butter jelly time, 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 peanut butter jelly time.
You're referencing things I know.
Then
see, it's amazing as a fan, you watch this like old little like skit show they did where they play Dude Bros, and then you just remember like fucking 7 years later or whatever they were shouting ATSTs, and I know what that is. It's heartwarming, you know?
There's their more successful series, The Grabowskis, which was a comedy series consisting of 1 to 2 minute long shorts.
Spent so long in this video talking about stuff that like most 95% of RLM people have never watched.
That ran for 5 seasons and was primarily popular on Funny or Die. While the early episodes were very basic and very crude, the series actually improved as time went on. But even then, I'd say that the humor isn't really all that.
Jack
I
with
honestly
hair.
think these jokes were probably a lot funnier when the show first came out, since they still had that, wow, I can't believe they went there factor. Like back—
Yes, I'm sure these jokes they made like 15 years ago were funnier 15 years ago. Amazing commentary.
when the internet was still new, part of the reason why channels like Smosh and Shane Dawson were so popular was because they were saying and doing things that you couldn't get away with on TV, more or less. But now that the internet is a lot more diverse and companies like Netflix and Hulu have created uncensored content that doesn't have to abide by the same standards—
Oh yeah, bro. Now that the internet is so much more diverse and corporations rule everything, you can say anything you want on YouTube. Yeah, you can sure do that. I don't know. I see some of this stuff where they're showing Lucy giving fucking coat hanger abortions, and I'm like, yeah, you know, remember a time when you could make that joke, though? Actually, do you remember when you could, like, just make jokes? I don't know.
FCC uses for cable television. Looking back on this era in internet comedy, it just hasn't aged well. I'll at least give Red Letter Media some credit because at least their early work hasn't proven to be racially or culturally insensitive in any way, which is something that creators—
Oh, thank God. I would have absolutely shit my britches if they had done a racism 15 years ago. Shiver me timbers.
like Shane Dawson have had to deal with recently. But generally, there's not a lot of good things I can say about Red Letter Media's earlier work. But that's not really surprising. I mean, what indie filmmakers are gonna knock it out of the park their first time around?
Yeah, I mean, everything you've posted on your channel is hard to watch, and presumably you're still pretty new at it, so there you go.
It takes years to really refine your style as a filmmaker, and the struggle to find your footing is an embarrassing but necessary part of the process. Maybe I'll go back and review some of these early projects in greater detail one day, but for now I just wanted to give context as to how Red Letter Media got to where they are today, and in 2008 they'd take their largest step yet towards their current success.
So we're like, oh look, the edgy smoking. We're like almost 7 minutes into this, and he's just now stopping, no longer talking about things that nobody cares about. So that's cool.
Star Wars the franchise.
I can guarantee you this video gets more annoying and funnier to watch with time. Like it's a consistent ramp up through the whole video, right up until the end. It just kind of gets worse and worse. But yeah, you know, the beginning, this whole section from like 2:35 to 6:48 or so is just kind of talking about like really old stuff, which again, like I've watched some Wheel of the Worsts like 5 or 6 or 7 times at this point, and I've never seen the Grabowskis, and I saw the Dude Bros thing like 1 time. So this is not exactly like stuff that anybody really can. I mean, you know, you show the beginning of them. I guess that's fair. I don't know. Seems like you could have been a little quicker about it, but
was the most disappointing thing.
The second biggest problem with the franchise.
How much more can I?
I mean, guys, isn't he cool? He smokes. He smokes and he has lighting in his videos. He's just so professional.
The first Plinkett review came shortly after Mike Stacklasa rewatched the 1994 film Star Trek Generations. The name Plinkett Reviews comes from the character that Stacklasa portrays named Harry Plinkett.
Oh, I'm really enjoying the captions. Stacklasa. They tried. They did try. I'm gonna turn this off though, it's a bit distracting.
Or simply Mr. Plinkett. This character first appeared in a short called You're Invited, the Olsen Twins movie, except here he's played by Rich Evans. This short doesn't really do much with the character though, besides establishing him as a psychopath, but the movie review aspect of the character wouldn't come until later. Stacklasa apparently chose to use the character—
Oh man, remember when Mike was hot? That's a weird time in history.
Mr. Plinkett because he felt like it would be too boring if he just played himself, and to a certain extent I admired that level of creativity. It reminds me a lot of how James Rolfe or Doug Walker created alter egos that they could use to make their reviews more interesting and thematic. People like that sort of thing, and the numbers really do reflect that. The very first Plinkett review was met with a lot of attention and praise, and it inspired Stoklasa to review the film's 3 sequels using the same style. Now, I gotta admit that my only exposure to Star Trek at all is running into some dead guy's entire Star Trek VHS collection anytime I go to the Peddler's Mall, so needless to say, these first few Plinkett reviews didn't really pique my interest at all.
Oh, the Peddler's Mall. What white people city in America does this fellow live in? Is he like from Brooklyn or something? The Peddler's Mall. Isn't that just a fucking flea market? Good lord, that's pretentious. The Peddler's Mall.
But then came the review that would turn Red Letter Media into a household name. I mean, if you're like 30 and still live by yourself.
See what I mean? See what I mean? It's like, why do I even need to watch this 30-minute video? You clearly don't like these people, or the fans of these people, or have any respect for them, or any way of, like, I don't know, any chance of, like, you know, changing your mind a little and going, oh yeah, you know, I didn't see this part. No, you just go into it like, haha, RLM fans, stinky. And it's like, what? This is like a video made in bad faith. Why am I gonna watch this? I don't know.
2009...
Obviously to make fun of you, but, you know, for actual reasons, I can't think of any.
Goes around and Red Letter Media drops their review of Star Wars The Phantom Menace. This was back when YouTube didn't allow you to upload videos longer than 10 minutes, so at this point all of the 30+ minute long Plinkett reviews had been broken up into 2 or 3 10-minute long videos. But unlike the Star Trek reviews, which were only around 30 minutes long, the Phantom Menace review was over an hour long and had to be split up into 7 10-minute long videos, making it easily the most detailed review of the Phantom Menace that existed at the time, and a lot of people really appreciated the effort that was put into it. The video gained over 5 million views in the first 4 months of its release, and it was even shared by Hollywood celebrities like Simon Pegg, who called...
One thing I'd like to point out, and I don't know if I missed my chance to really point it out, but some of the drop shadows, when he has like the red and blue background and he has like the clips playing over it, some of the drop oh yeah, right here, there's one coming up that's really bad, but pay attention to the drop shadows on the clips.
The review.
Whenever it's like the, you know, this part. Like here, there's no drop shadows for some reason on these clips. But then like here you can see there's a very thick, distant drop shadow with like a blur on it. And yeah, just keep in mind the drop shadows. They change. The drop shadows are very schizophrenic.
Appreciated the effort that was put into it. The video gained over 5 million views in the first 4 months of its release, and it was even shared by Hollywood celebrities like Simon Pegg, who called the review brilliant and blistering. It seems like
I did not know before this that Simon Pegg was aware of Red Letter Media, but that's kind of cool. Anyway, here he is sitting reversed in a chair as if he's like your camp counselor who wants to rap with you about Jesus or whatever. And of course he's got the smoke because he's cool. He's a hardened internet film critique reviewer person. And yeah, this is kind of worse than like when Phalus would have it like his alter ego show up, you know, in a Mortal Kombat uniform and you know, do some shitty special effects, and then you have to review the Smurfs movie because you know, that whole thing. The early internet reviewer, like your alter ego forces you to review a movie at fake gunpoint. That's the vibe I get from the cigarette. I keep harping on the cigarette, but I don't know. It just makes me laugh.
Pretty much everyone enjoyed this scathing yet surprisingly insightful review.
I see no hear no evil. Black writings on my lungs.
So, where does my stupid, negative, and completely irrelevant opinion come in? Unsurprisingly, I'm not the biggest fan of these.
Unleashed a million toxins, and then the cancer forms. Black lungs, I don't know, something like that.
Reviews. I've made videos talking about Star Wars in the past, and I've mentioned that I don't really think that the prequels are as bad as everyone makes them out to be. However, that's just my personal opinion, and I'm not going to hark on Red Letter Media for having an opinion that's different from my own.
Unlike some people.
So I'll try to look at these reviews.
Your entire video was you harping on people for very, very stupid, fallacious reasons. Stop trying to be smug, Boyle.
Use a bit more objectively. So first things first, yes, these reviews are objectively well made. While most of the video is just clips of the movie and the editing isn't particularly flashy or polished, the style in which the video is presented is simple but effective. A lot of the jokes—
Why are we seeing emo kids? Oh, I think that was in the actual video, never mind.
Heavily on the editing style, which makes them complement each other nicely, and the jokes themselves aren't too bad either. There are genuinely funny moments throughout these reviews, and it's hard balancing comedy and critique, so even with reviewers whose comedy I don't enjoy as much, I still feel like they deserve credit.
He really doesn't like Ralph. I don't know what Ralph did to this man. Did he see Ralph's Joker review and just get like so incensed at someone else having a different opinion about Joker and not thinking it's a masterpiece? Is that the reason? I don't know, because his video was like 2 years ago. His first video, and he's reviewed every one of this guy's movies. And I don't know, it's very strange. Considering Ralph is like also a little bit of a pretentious film student type. I mean, I find him entertaining, but I mean, he does have that a little bit. He's been better about it lately. I don't know, it's weird that this guy has such a problem with him. I don't know what that's about.
For at least attempting to balance the two in one video. I also like that a lot of the critique is focused on story most of the time rather than technical details, because I feel like that's where most of a film's quality comes from anyway. And I have to hand it to Red Letter Media.
Oh yeah, that was a whole thing in the first video he did about, like, making fun of technical details is stupid. Criticizing technical details, most people won't even notice. And some other thing about, like, but making movies is hard! How dare you criticize the technical details of this $40 billion film production? Yeah, I don't know, that was kind of bizarre. I mean, the Star Wars prequels are worth making commentary on, you know, regarding their technical production details, because the whole fucking movies look like the entirety of those movies, pretty much, with the exception of 1 or 2 shots, basically look like a Sega CD FMV game. Like, they're all keyed into fake CG PS2 backgrounds. It's pretty bad, and those movies were worth a lot of money. Those came out around the same time Lord of the Rings did. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it's worth critiquing production details.
They really know how to analyze story elements. A lot of the time when they're talking about things that don't make sense within the context of a film's story, I find myself agreeing with them wholeheartedly. But I should also mention that I think that most movies have strange and convoluted ways of telling their stories. Usually, characters in a movie are going to do whatever choices add more to the plot, and not necessarily the choices that would be the most logical. However, this does—
Which is funny because we're showing a scene from Joker in which the Joker just kind of kills this guy that he knows for little reason, and then it never comes up again. So I wouldn't say that's exactly vital to the plot. I mean, I guess it shows that he's a little more unhinged now, but not a vital scene.
Doesn't excuse a film having plot holes or any other flaws in the storytelling. I mean, I get that suspension of disbelief can only go so far, but I mean, this is Star Wars. Are you really willing to accept the idea of some dude getting like 90% of his body destroyed by lava and being rebuilt as this scary man-machine hybrid, but draw the line at the continuity of lightsabers and their use? Also, I don't think they get enough credit for this, but the voiceover work in these reviews is fantastic. Especially for 2009. This was before mics like the Blue Yeti were readily available to anyone making internet-based content, and while USB mics are still not ideal for most voiceover applications, back in 2009, most USB mics sounded like this.
I'm 14 and I just killed my parents.
So hearing a review with genuinely clean audio, especially with such a deep and quiet voice like Plinkett's, is honestly impressive just from a technical standpoint. Now we gotta—
Can't believe he called out Mr. Medicare like that, shit.
Talk about what I don't like about these reviews. And keep in mind, this is all just my personal opinion, so do with it what you will.
You know, I didn't see Medicare's stream yesterday. Did he ever get a mic that, like, sounds good? I don't know, I like the shitty mic aesthetic. I think it adds to it, really.
First of all, among all 3 of the Star Wars prequel reviews, there are huge...
Yeah, so start paying attention to these drop shadows, everyone. Why is this drop shadow, like, pregnant? Like, normally you wouldn't notice things like this, but why is it, like, bulging? You can see where it's, like, it's offset from the clip, and then there's, like, a blur added to it, to the edges. But then it, like, grows. Like a bump. Why does it grow? What is this? And then it, like, yeah. It's like, I don't know what that is. That's very strange. And it's on all of them. This one, too. It's like, why is it... Like, the drop shadow should end here. But then it just, like, extends. I don't know how you fuck that up.
Sections dedicated
very
to just
specific.
bashing George Lucas as a director. One of the first videos I ever made on this channel was a video defending George Lucas from the constant barrage of criticism that has come his way in response to the prequels. And if we're being honest here, it's difficult to ignore the influence that these videos had on that. These videos were easily the most popular.
Look at this. This is, like, hard to not notice. There's like 3 drop shadows on this thing. Why? This one clearly has less of a... I mean, this one also has it weird where it looks like it grows a little bit halfway through. It, like, gets bigger here. But this one is, like, way less pronounced than these ones. I don't know, the drop... I keep harping on the drop shadow, but if you're gonna shit on, you know... If you're gonna shit on other people and their videos and such, you know, at least make sure your production's all in order. I don't know.
Popular critiques of the prequel trilogy that existed online, and prior to
I say as if I don't frequently fuck up my own streams and, like, not show the video, but...
videos being uploaded, negative reviews of the prequel trilogy were more difficult to find. But even then, most of them just emphasized how disappointing the prequels were in light of the hype that was built around them and just how good the original trilogy was. They weren't really targeting Lucas in a hateful manner. The Plinkett videos practically popularized the universal dislike towards George Lucas as a director, and these videos take it way too far sometimes.
Because George Lucas is, like, single-handedly responsible for most of the problems in those movies. Why would you not lay the blame where it belongs? Who are we supposed to blame? Fucking Liam Neeson? I think he did the best he could.
Angle implies dominance, and the length of the Star Destroyer implies the long reach of the Empire. This shot says everything we need to know without saying one word. In fact, this is so genius, I have a feeling that George Lucas had nothing to do with it and probably fought against putting it in the movie.
No, obviously, as you and I watch this, we are normal people and we can tell that that's, like, mostly a joke. But this guy, for some reason, took that seriously, and he's gonna run with it for like 5 minutes.
This is probably one of the most unfair jabs at Lucas I've ever seen, because it implies that Lucas is somehow too incompetent to have come up with this opening, and that he has such poor taste that he would have actively tried to have it removed. First of all, this is based on absolutely nothing. It's literally impossible to know exactly whose idea this was without straight up asking someone that worked on the movie. Second, this implies that George Lucas is not the man behind all the good aspects of Star Wars, and that the films
He literally is not, though, actually.
were only saved by the
I mean, some of the good, you know, the prequels have some interesting stuff that they add to the world, but, like, the best Star Wars movie, he didn't write it or direct it. And then the one where he got more involved, Return of the Jedi, he, like, turned it into a fucking toy commercial for half of it. Yeah, I think it's worth criticizing George Lucas.
There's other people that worked on them. Now, filmmaking is always a collaborative process. You simply need to have the input of other people in order to make a good movie, regardless of how talented you are as a director. But we know that George Lucas comes up with good ideas. American Graffiti is an amazing film that literally revolutionized the world of modern sound recording. And
Okay, but American Graffiti, you know, I haven't seen it, but it's I would assume it's a fairly simple, down-to-earth sort of movie. It's not exactly creating a world like Tolkien, you know, probably a little bit easier to do that well than it is to do, like, Star Wars well, but okay.
We know that that's something he had.
I also want to point out that we have, like 100% confirmation, pretty much, that the first Star Wars movie is only good because they Well, first of all, because people told him, no, you can't do some of this stuff. It sounds so dumb. But then because they, like, fixed it in editing. And then Star Wars was good. But left to just Lucas, this movie would not exactly be a cultural touchstone.
Had direct involvement in. Not to mention, George Lucas played a huge role in pioneering the world of digital cinematography. He put a lot of work into establishing digital as a legitimate cinematic format, because that's how he wanted to film the prequels. He wanted to go digital.
He also wanted to film the prequels from a chair and not do any actual work for the most part. And film everything against a fucking fake Sega CD, FMV, Night Trap looking ass background. So the entirety of those movies looks like looks worse than most Star Wars games released now. Yeah, I don't know. Again, there's a lot to complain about with George Lucas.
If he hadn't put in that work, the world of digital cinematography might very well not have grown as quickly as it did. Meaning that Red Letter Media, myself, and pretty much everyone else here on YouTube might not...
Red Letter Media, myself, you know, the big titans in the world of film videos on YouTube, you know.
Even be able to do what it is they do for a living. George Lucas is a smart guy. Put some respect on his name. And finally, if George Lucas really fought against putting this opening in the movie...
Once again, it's been like 3 minutes since he went off about this fucking joke that Mike made like 12 years ago when this video was made. The joke. Not an actual serious allegation or critique that George Lucas actively was against this shot that he's talking about. Just a joke, but that's fine. Keep going into it.
Then why is it still the same in the special edition? With all the other stupid shit he added to the trilogy with his newfound wealth and creative freedom, you'd think that if he really wanted to change the opening, then he would have done so here.
Maybe because it's a fucking joke!
And yet, here it is, completely unaltered. The criticism of Lucas's ideas go so far that they even critique ideas that were never even fully realized.
Then when you hear tales about how Luke was supposed to be a 65-year-old man with a robot head, Han Solo was supposed to be like a frog, and C-3PO was like a slimy used car salesman type.
C-3PO might sound like a used car salesman.
You have to just wonder, what if? What if Lucas had the kind of control back then he has today?
This criticism...
That's the entire point, too, is like, yeah, in the original Star Wars movies, people stopped him from doing this crazy, dumb shit that would have made these movies not successful at all. And then when he made the prequels, nobody stopped him, and they were all just yes men that just did whatever he wanted. And he just did a bunch of fucking nonsense and made these movies that are, like, incomprehensible. I just don't get how you don't understand that. You know, like Lucas, sure, you know, he did good things, too. I'm not saying he didn't, but that's the point, though, is just that he used to have good, you know, people to rein him in, and he made good stuff, and then he stopped having that, and he started to make stuff that was not so much with the good. I don't know. That's pretty cut and dry to me.
It's pretty unfair considering we don't know what a different version of Star Wars would have been like. Of course it sounds stupid, but that's only because the final version of Star Wars is already established as a cultural icon. So no shit, it's difficult to imagine a Star Wars where Han Solo isn't played by Harrison Ford.
I mean, it's difficult to imagine a Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings where Tom Bombadil is in them, but, you know, that's a little more understandable than, well, what if we just entirely change the characters, the heart, you know, their personalities, make them all, like, weird, unlikable, like, alien creatures. That would not have sold very well. Yeah, that wouldn't have been, like, a big success, really. It wouldn't have had the relatable element of, like, Luke, you know. Those movies probably would have been a big pile of shit, but it was whatever.
But this version of Star Wars could have been good. We'll never know, though, because this is what Lucas made instead. And he did a good job. People tend...
Except he didn't make these. He's not an auteur who made all 3 of those movies written and directed by him. he arguably did like the least important stuff.
To forget that George Lucas did a really good job with the first 3 Star Wars movies. The man
No, what's his name? Ivan Reitman or whatever did a good job. Who's the guy? The one who wrote the second one? Not Ivan Reitman. That's like Ghostbusters guy. Irvin something. I don't remember, but that guy did a good job, honestly.
Obviously has talent and some very good ideas. But these videos make it sound like the change in Lucas's process as an artist is more than just the natural progression of artists changing as they get older, and more so a sign that the man just somehow got lucky and made millions despite having no good ideas whatsoever.
I mean, he used to make good movies, and then he entirely forgot how to make good movies, so yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's, again, seems pretty cut and dry to me.
On top of certain criticisms being unfair, there's also ones that seem like they're based entirely on ignorance. Like this one complaining about a small speech that Yoda gives to Obi-Wan.
Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
Wait, what did he just say? Maybe he isn't that wise, cause that don't make a lick of sense. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. Can't anger lead to fear, and fear lead to suffering, and then suffering lead to hate? You see, when you have 3 totally interchangeable emotional states, they can't really be arranged in a certain pattern of logic.
The thing about this speech...
I mean, I guess that's nitpicky, but it's like, I don't know. It's a point about the writing, I guess. It's fine. Whatever.
Is that it's not really supposed to be taken literally, as in it has to happen in that order. It's a reference to Anakin's transformation into Darth Vader. How he goes from being scared, to angry, to resentful, and then finally suffering permanent disfigurement at the hands of his own master. The implication here is that Yoda senses what will become of Anakin. In fact...
Well, okay, but that point... What he says doesn't make sense just because it's like tied to a character arc or something. Like, I could see that, sure, maybe that's the case, maybe that's what they were going for. But that doesn't mean that what he says makes any more sense than if it wasn't like that. I don't know.
They're literally all in agreement that Obi-Wan training Anakin is a huge risk for the Jedi. That's what this entire scene is about, and yet Red Letter Media doesn't seem to pick up on this pretty obvious foreshadowing. Generally speaking, there's a lot of ignorance contained within the Plinkett review.
Also, note that now we just don't have drop shadows. Again, I keep harping on the drop shadows, but where are they? Where's the drop shadows? They're not here. They're not here. We lost all our drop shadows on the fucking... We lost our budget on the 4 drop shadows that some of these clips had before. Now we don't have any budget left for even just 1. What a shame.
Without nitpicking every little detail, it's fair to say that there's just an overall ignorance to what these movies mean to people outside of Red Letter Media's social circle and target demographic. And you might say, well, no shit, it's a Red Letter Media video offering Red Letter Media's opinion on the prequels and nothing more. But like I mentioned a lot of critics have a tendency to present some of their subjective criticisms in a way that makes them seem like they're pointing out more objective flaws in the way that the film was made.
Yeah, I don't know. That does sound like some things that certain video producers on YouTube tend to do. You know, they really go in like they have their mind made up, and you know, they already dislike the thing, and they start making jokes about Red Letter Media's fans, and it's like, oh yeah, you know, clearly you didn't even like this Star Wars movie. Why even review it? One hot kettle and
way
such.
that Red Letter Media does this in the Plinkett reviews is by having this part fairly close to the beginning, where they challenge some seemingly random people to describe certain Star Wars characters.
So you may like the characters, you know, if you're stupid. But let's ask some real people about the Star Wars characters and see what they say. I posed this simple challenge to them. Describe the following Star Wars character without saying what they looked like, what kind of costume they wore, or what their profession or role in the movie was. Describe this character to your friends like they ain't never seen Star Wars.
I'm guessing the point here was to show how forgettable the characters in the prequels are to the general public, but here's the thing. Pretty much all of these people are part of Red Letter Media, or at the very least within their social circle. And the Plinkett reviews have...
I don't understand this. Again, I've seen this video before, and I watched this part, and I was just like, so you're telling me that they're, like, what? Trying to, like, obfuscate the fact that the friends of theirs that they asked about this thing are friends of theirs? What were they gonna do? Just go up to random people on the street? No, they talk to their friends. Like people do. I don't know, man. I don't think that's a problem, really.
Significantly more views than a lot of Red Letter Media's other content. So I'm betting that
yeah, you know, this video from 10 years ago, certainly got more, talking about Star Wars, certainly got more views than this video from 3 weeks ago, talking about some random movie. Yeah, really proving your point right there.
A lot of the people watching these reviews don't even pick up on that, since this is likely their first and only introduction to Red Letter Media. So they might be under the impression that these are all just people selected at random, rather than a close group of friends that all just so happen to not like the prequels that much. This makes people more likely to agree with what Red Letter...
We fade into the drop shadow. Hang on, let's see that happen. No, not even a fade in. The drop shadow just suddenly appears. 1 second it's there, 1 second it's not. Amazing. High level video production.
More likely to agree with what Red Letter Media is saying by painting the people that don't as the minority. And it's a bit dishonest because...
How dare they talk to their friends about a thing in a video? It's dishonest.
Because all it shows is that Red Letter Media and its target audience don't enjoy the characters from the prequels. But if you were to ask someone like me, who's significantly younger and more attractive than Red Letter Media, then you might get a different answer. Now, my first exposure significantly younger...
Now, first of all, do we need to... Alright. You know, granted, this is a joke, I'm sure, but, I don't know, the weird mouth, the big nose, the stupid glasses, the foofy hair, the droopy fucking eyes, the, don't call yourself easily a 6 out of 10, come on.
And more attractive than Red Letter Media, then you might get a different answer. Now, my first exposure to Star Wars was the prequels and the Clone Wars TV show, so my feelings for these characters might very well be drastically different from theirs, and the same might apply to other people in my age range.
Yes, so me, a person who read the Wheel of Time books first, or at least half of them, I'm working on it, I am working on it. I feel as though when I watch the Wheel of Time TV show that, the characters are fine, because I know about Rand, and I know about these people, and I know about their progression and development in the books. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're developed all that well in the thing that we're actually talking about, which in this case is the prequels. Sure, maybe Obi-Wan and Anakin are great in Clone Wars, but this is not a review of Clone Wars. This is a review of, you know, these movies in which they're not really very well characterized. So that's cool that you like a completely separate thing that has the same characters, but you know, that doesn't necessarily, that's not relevant to the other thing that came before it, and honestly, most people probably watched. I mean, you know, some people like the Clone Wars. I've never really seen it. I know people like it. It's popular, but it's not as popular as Star Wars Episode 1. You know, it's not an event. Everybody went to see these movies, and they walked out of it with, what, Anakin is a whiny baby, and Obi-Wan is stoic, or whatever, sometimes. When he's not acting like a crazy, you know, caution to the wind idiot, which he also does, completely out of character. Yeah, we're talking about the prequels, not the Clone Wars. That's a separate thing.
And I think it's important to, at the very least, mention that the nature of how memorable these characters are is completely subjective. But instead, Red Letter Media would rather just paint these people as dumb.
Yes, if you grew up with these movies and subjectively remember, oh, I remember that guy, he stepped into poo-poo. I remember Jar Jar. Like, yeah, I'm sure you as a child recognize some of these things, but this is talking about actual, you know, criticism. This is a very weird stance that he's making here, where he's just like, well, some of us like this movie, though. It's like, yeah, I'm sure you do, champ. But we're not talking about, you know, I saw it when I was 5, so I like it now. We're talking about, like, yeah, but what do these characters actually, like, do? What's their actual motivation? What's their personality? How can you describe, you know, like, it's, I don't know. This guy is like, well, but I like it, though. It's like, I'm sure you do, but that's not the point.
Masses that just don't understand Star Wars.
You're someone who's under the age of like 20 who says his least favorite film in the series is The Empire Strikes Back because it was the most boringest one, then I suggest you shut this review off right now before I carefully explain how much of a fucking idiot you are.
I can't believe it. This video is not inclusive at all.
Now, to be fair, I understand
Hateful.
that these are jokes, and Red Letter Media...
Do you? Are you sure? Do you? Do you know that they're jokes? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Because you sure did go for like 5 minutes about a joke about a shot and how that's disrespectful to George Lucas or something. So maybe you don't know what a joke is. I'm not sure.
Humor that I think makes the Plinkett reviews what they are. Without it, these reviews most likely would not have found the audience that they did. But it is sometimes hard to tell where the joke's end and the commentary begins. Like,
is it? You know, I would say usually when we get to the rape basement and the captive hooker that Plinkett has kidnapped, I feel like that's where you know that it's a bit of a joke. I feel like you got a hint there. I don't know.
Is the constant bashing of Lucas a joke, or does Red Letter Media actually think that he's an incompetent director? Your guess is as good as mine.
He is an incompetent director. This is just also just so weird, and like his whole thing earlier about Lucas was like, oh, well, he made American Graffiti. Yeah, he made Red Tails too. What? What's your fucking point? Sometimes people make a good thing. You ever heard of Frank Miller? You ever heard of The Dark Knight Returns or Rises or whatever that one is called? You ever heard of that? I think it's Returns. It's Returns. You ever heard of The Dark Knight Returns? It's a pretty good comic book. Have you ever heard of The Dark Knight Returns 2? It's not so good. It's not very good. Sometimes you can make a good thing and then a few years later make not so much of a good thing. That can happen.
So while I'm not saying that the reviews need to be stripped of all of their humor, I think that the jokes that work best for the Plinkett reviews are the ones that are more self-deprecating rather than the constant bashing.
Also note that right around the part where he's like, we just don't know where the jokes begin or end, he actually makes that joke for me, where I was like, well, what about the rape basement? I think that kind of shows you where the jokes begin and end. He actually has that clip on the screen. And I'm just like, you have the power to not show me the thing that disproves you right now. It is within your power.
Go on to talk about all the other Plinkett reviews that came later, but almost all of them are 30 minutes at the least, and more or less have the same problems that were present in the older ones. So I don't see the point in going...
How would you know that? You've not watched them.
Going into any more
Tell me you've watched the Cop Dog review, and I will show you a liar.
Detail. Now, I already know that...
I've seen the Cop Dog review, because I'm not this guy, but... You know, I don't have the cool red and blue lighting that really pronounces me a real filmmaker.
People are going to comment about how I'm being unfair to Red Letter Media by criticizing content that came out over a decade ago. So, how about we freshen things up a bit and take a look at what Red Letter Media's current content is like?
How about we be unfair with current content instead of being unfair with old content? Sure, that sounds good. How about we go in with an opinion and, you know, just kind of mean-spiritedly whine about this channel that is more popular and successful than you are. But instead of doing it with cherry-picked old content, we look at their current stuff. I see.
I could end this review here.
Guys, he's smoking.
Really just kidding.
Did you see how artistic this is with the glasses and the smoking and the folding chair against this, like, empty, barren background? The red and blue, guys! He's got the ironic Hello Kitty shirt! What don't you love about this video?
YouTube has changed a lot since 2009, and so too is the type of content that YouTube likes to promote. These days, YouTube favors channels that upload more frequently, and ad revenue is based on watch time rather than just the number of views that a video has. Now, the Plinkett reviews don't really have an issue with watch time. I mean, a lot of them are well over an hour long, but the thing about them is that it would be pretty much impossible to upload a new Plinkett review every month or so. I mean, these things are fully scripted reviews that are the length of some actual movies. Could you imagine trying to write a 90-page screenplay every month?
I don't know, not all of us are Scott the Woz.
Red Letter Media needed something other than...
Jesus Christ, Scott the Woz put out like 3 videos this week, and they're all like at least 20 minutes long, and have like extensive skits, and I'm just like, how do you do this? Did you record these all like a month ago? How are you doing these so quickly, Scott? Are you okay? Is Scott alright? I don't know, but I sure like his videos.
And the Plinkett reviews to keep the channel going. So, in 2011, they created Half in the Bag, a different review show where Mike and Jay review movies in an unscripted format that's similar to a podcast review show. There is somewhat of a plot to have.
Also note that the drop shadow makes more sense now. Suddenly now he's figured out how to do drop shadows in Adobe Premiere and not make them look like they're weird and distended and pregnant. But I don't know. For me, this is still a bit of a distant drop shadow, a little too blurry. You know, the art of drop shadows is a very fine one, and he's just not doing his best.
In the bag, since Mike and Jay are supposed to be playing VCR repair guys, and there's a few times where a script is introduced to set up certain gags or running jokes. Rich Evans even appears as Mr. Plinkett, but the core of the show is just Mike and Jay sitting down and talking about movies. Mike has described the show as a cross between Siskel and Ebert and an 80s sitcom. It's a pretty well done review show. They took the time to build multiple sets for the show, and there's decent use of various camera angles and even some practical and VFX. The first few episodes were fairly short, but as the series progressed, episodes got longer and longer.
Now, I will say, as a little bit of an aside, a while back I did watch, I kind of marathoned a bunch of the, I went from like beginning to most recent of Half in the Bag and watched a bunch of the ones that I had never seen before, some of the earliest ones. And boy, Half in the Bag sure used to be different. I mean, it was mostly the same like set and everything, same kind of setup. You know, they're still lightning fast VCR repair people, but they spent a lot of time back in the day talking about like cons that they went to and shit like that, and now they just don't really do that anymore. So I don't know, times change. It's interesting. Anyway, back to this terrible video.
Likely to keep up with YouTube's switch to watch time based monetization. Although I think the longer format ultimately works.
I will say also, by the way, as I sit here and we watch this, and you know, I've made the point a few times that this guy kind of went into this video hoping he went into this video not liking Red Letter Media or their fans and wanting to be like a snarky, you know, like negative kind of, and I realized suddenly that maybe it's a little bit hypocritical for me to say that in particular. But, you know, that being, because, you know, obviously I'm doing the stream, I'm like, hey, wait until you see this guy, so everybody's kind of already got their loaded opinion of what he has to say. So I will acknowledge that maybe I'm not the best person to say that, but, you know, I would love to watch one of this guy's videos and actually be surprised at the end of the video and be like, oh, you know, actually he made some good points. And I will acknowledge that him at least saying that the production value for Half in the Bag is pretty good, you know, yes, thank you. At least he said that much, you know. Gotta give him an inch where they actually somewhat deserve it. And most of this video is pretty bad, but you know, he gives some credit where it's due. At least he has some bad criticisms, but at least he gives some credit where it's due. So, you know, gotta say that much at least.
To the show's disadvantage, because I feel like it encourages people to watch the show more like a podcast, as in only listen to the audio while they're doing something else.
What?
Longer. Most likely to keep up with YouTube's switch to watch time based monetization. Although I think the longer format ultimately...
Okay, wait, this is very dumb. Never mind the thing that I said about some parts of this video not being dumb. This is very dumb.
Decent use of various camera angles and even some practical and VFX. The first few episodes were fairly short, but as the series progressed, episodes got longer and longer, most likely to keep up with YouTube's switch to watch time.
Yeah, so he starts doing this thing where he claims that Red Letter Media is all about the watch time. And I mean, yes, their videos on average have gotten longer, but I know that, speaking for at least myself as a fan of their content, I prefer them when they're longer, because that means there's more to watch from people that I enjoy watching. So, you know, specifically, you mentioned the early videos were like shorter. I said that I had gone back and watched a lot of their earlier stuff. I would have preferred if they were longer. They would talk about sometimes 2 movies in the span of like 10 minutes. And now you get a review of a single movie that lasts an hour. And I feel like that's just better. It's got more depth to it, got more stuff to say, covers more of the movie. You know, I feel like that's a good thing, generally. I don't really think it's some kind of, like, insidious plot to get more watch time. You know, unlike me switching to just streaming because it's all about watch time, baby. No, I mean, I don't think it's, like, an insidious plot or anything. I think it's just slowly over time, people probably tell them that they want longer stuff, because, I mean, I know I do, at least. I would if they put out a best of the worst that was 3 hours long, I would be the happiest person. That would be great if they just did that. Yeah, sometimes, I mean, I don't know. Personally, I like videos that are longer. I'm still working my way through LS Mark's video, looking at every Family Guy episode. And I gotta say, Family Guy lasted longer being okay than you'd think. I thought it was just the first 4 seasons were pretty good. Turns out the first, 6.5 are pretty good. And I got worried watching that video because I was laughing at a lot of Family Guy. It was like season 8 or 9 and he was playing clips and I was like, uh-oh, I think I find Family Guy funny. But it's okay, because as we get further along, I stop laughing as much. So, yeah, Family Guy's bad. But yeah, I like long watch time videos. I like videos. I like waking up, looking at my subscriptions, and seeing that somebody that I like just made a 5-hour video. That's what I like. I like seeing that. That's like, oh man, I've got a fucking day ahead of me of watching stuff. That's like good. I enjoy that. Not everybody's gonna feel that way, but yeah, I don't know, this whole thing about they're just doing it for watch time is kind of strange. I don't really think that's the reason, but go on, Neo Jesus.
Base monetization. Although I think the longer format ultimately works to the show's disadvantage, because I feel like it encourages people to watch the show more like a podcast, as in only listen to the audio while they're doing something else. Which means they're not seeing or appreciating all of the multiple camera angles or other techniques that make this show a step above your typical review show. And I gotta admit that this isn't your typical review show. Red Letter Media really put their filmmaking knowledge to use here on YouTube. It's too bad I don't care about their opinions on movies.
So why do you keep talking about film critics, man? Why do you keep talking about... This is like if I made multiple videos complaining about, synchronized swimming. Oh man, this sure is boring. I sure don't care about that. Well, why are you watching it then? Why are you talking about it? Why are you wasting any of our time? You don't like film criticism as a thing to watch. You don't care about it. That's fine. So stop making videos talking about it. If I made a video and I was just like, all anime is bad, and then people are like, well, how much anime have you watched? And I'm like, I've seen a bit of Monster. Yeah, don't listen to me. I clearly would not know what I'm talking about. So why do you make multiple videos about film critics on the internet when you hate film criticism on the internet?
Look, I'm sorry, but I just don't really like review shows that much.
So why are you watching them and talking about them. Why are you making me watch them, talking about them, talk about you, talking about them? Why are you making me do this? It brings me no joy. It brings me considerable joy, actually. I'm lying. But, why are you making me do this, man? You don't like this thing? That's fine. I don't like miniature war figurines and painting Sherman tanks and stuff. That's not my thing. So I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to go to the Burger King and tell you how to flip the burgers. You know what I mean? Why are you even doing this?
I'm sure that if you're a Red Letter Media fan, then you're obviously going to like this show a lot more, but as someone that doesn't really value the opinions of Red Letter Media, the only aspects of this show that appeal to me are the production aspects. I can't even really say I like the humor in the show, since a lot of it is similar.
A friend of mine had a joke somewhat about, it was about YMS and how he keeps watching superhero movies, and it's like, why did you even review Venom 2, dude? You weren't gonna like it. Why did you even waste your time going to see Venom 2? You clearly were not gonna like it. Surprise, surprise, you didn't wind up liking it. And my friend was like, why does he do this? This would be like if I reviewed entirely unironically and straight-faced if I reviewed every single Barbie movie. Like, straight to DVD Barbie movie. And I think he's actually planning on doing that at some point. My friend, that is to say, not YMS. That would be pretty funny if he did. But my friend, I think, is planning on doing that. And yeah, I mean, I kind of agree. It's like, why are you even talking about this thing when you just said you don't care about their, like, critique opinions? This is a criticism. This is a critic show. Why are you watching them if you don't care about critics? Why? There's a certain art, I think, to criticism of things, to doing it in a good way, making it entertaining in its own right as its own thing. And I would say Red Letter Media does a very good job of that. But, fine, maybe that's not your thing, so why are you watching it and complaining about it when it's just not something you like?
Or the Plinkett review.
Oh man, I watched the show Lost, and outside of the set design, as someone who doesn't care about plane crashes, mysteries, people, or science fiction, there was nothing there for me, man. I mean, why do people even watch this? I don't get it.
I.e. bashing certain directors, actors, and oftentimes just the film industry as a whole. But this time without...
Don't you fucking Hollywood, you motherfucker. You're not invited to my or my Halloween in January for the rest of us stream. You're not invited.
But this time without a lot of the self-deprecating humor that made the Plinkett reviews a bit more tolerable. It almost feels like the Plinkett reviews and Half in the Bag don't even really have the same audience, because I imagine that if you really like the Plinkett reviews, you would probably want more scripted content that was in the same vein as the Plinkett reviews.
I will say, as when I first started watching Plinkett, which would have been like 10 years ago, and I watched his like, rather Red Letter Media. I first started watching them, and I started with Plinkett because everybody talked about Plinkett back then. I remember there was a multiple post thing on 4chan that was a Plinkett style review of My Little Pony, which I don't know, somebody should really read that out someday. That was a pretty good one, but that was like Plinkett was like a meme back then. So eventually I watched those videos, and then I tried to watch like Half in the Bag, and I didn't get it. I was like, why do people love these guys? Why does the TV board never shut up about Red Letter Media? Because, I mean, I don't know. It was just a it was just a review show. I wasn't interested in that. Later, I found Best of the Worst, and that was more my speed. And then later still, I was... eventually I just found that I liked what these guys had to say, and I enjoyed, and, watching them tended to be very entertaining, and very, very funny lads. And so now I just pretty much watch whatever they put out. So I can almost understand it. That's almost a point. It's like, yeah, when I first watched Plinkett, I wasn't really on board for like Half in the Bag. But also, I mean, it's a good thing if a channel is like, hey, here's a thing that has this audience, and then we're just going to do a thing we want, and it'll have maybe a different audience. It's like, you know, I think that's a good thing. I like to see a channel just kind of do what they feel like doing and not feel like they're beholden to a style of content or anything. Speaking of which, my Wheel of Time criticism talk segment is going to be up in the next couple days. Please enjoy as I transition into a film critic. Just like how I Hate Everything used to make regular videos and now he just watches movies. Jokes. I do like I Hate Everything, but it does seem like a thing where a lot of people. Same with like Elvis the Alien. He used to make like other kinds of videos, regular commentary, and now just everything he does is a film review, which is, you know, I guess fine. Again, whatever the person who, it's their channel, they do what they want, you know. And certainly sometimes I enjoy watching the film reviews, but yeah, that is a trope, I guess, of people who start out doing one thing and then, you know, after 5 years, they're like, I'm just going to review movies from now on. And I don't know why that happens. Maybe it's, like, easier. I don't know. But yeah, no, I mean, Red Letter Media, they do Plinkett reviews, and that might have one audience, and then they do other stuff, and that might have a separate audience, and that's fine. If it's their channel, they can do whatever they want, really. But also later in this same video, and by the way, later, we're almost done. This video is almost over. This video of me just ranting at this stupid fucking video, we're almost through with it. And I still have gin left to go, baby. Wow, this bottle fucking never ends. This is a small bottle of gin. This thing's only 375 milliliters. This is the same size as like a can of Coke. But I've had this bottle of gin since at least the Herbie Hop stream. Possibly before that. But yeah. Continue.
Just a review show made by the same...
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, shortly as we continue, he says that, oh, well, this might have a different audience than this, but he starts to go off on this thing about how all of their content is the same or something, which isn't really true, but he sure says that at a certain point, and so that kind of contradicts a little bit with that claim, but continue.
People with an entirely different look and feel. Since then, Red Letter Media has made 2 other review shows. Best of the Worst, where various members of Red Letter Media review anything from B-movies to exercise videos to instructional VHS tapes, and Review, which is...
Say anything from as if there's not sub-series within Best of the Worst, such as Black Spine Edition or Wheel of the Worst or Plinketto or Junka. It's not anything from. Sometimes they do movies. Sometimes, depending on the gimmick, they do other stuff. Let's get our facts right here.
It's basically half in the bag, except the cast members change, and there aren't any more skits or plot devices. This is probably the show that I enjoy the least.
Yeah, of course you enjoy it the least, because that's the one that's just straight up film criticism. And you apparently don't like that, so why would you expect that you would like it?
Best of the Worst at least has an interesting format where it often cuts between a recording of their first time watching the movie and them shitting all over it later. And they even sometimes spice it up with the Wheel of the Worst, a literal game show style wheel that they spin to decide what movies they're gonna watch. There's also Plinketto, which is more or less the same thing, but with a
God, I'm just realizing watching this video, this is like a 30-minute video. You could have just watched a Best of the Worst. You know, instead of this fucking video, which, you know, I mean, I'm shitting all over this video. I don't want to be entirely negative, pessimistic. I will say he did some good fact-checking on some of their, like, early days. Maybe he didn't do good fact-checking. I don't know. He did some fact-checking. He might have, like, omitted stuff, but, you know, some info was here. You know, I'll give him that, at least. Video's not entirely terrible, but, man, instead of watching... It's mostly terrible. It's, like, 92% terrible. And instead of watching this, you could have just actually, you know, felt a happy emotion and watched a Plinketto rather than this just like dry fucking like school essay like next please observe their other side series called Plinketto, in which members of the team drop a ball to select a movie to watch, and then they proceed to watch the movie, and then they talk about the movie. Next sub-series of Red Letter Media. It's just, Jesus Christ. Just go watch one of their videos instead of this.
Board. Review, on the other hand, doesn't really have much going for it. And if any of their shows should have been podcast format, I'd say it should be this one. Because honestly,
he keeps going off about podcasts. Is this man William Shatner?
Honestly, I don't see the point in putting this much production effort into a show this simple and similar to all the other shows on the channel. In fact, all of these shows are pretty similar to each other.
Yeah, all of them are pretty similar to each other. I mean, they have people, they talk, there's movies involved. They're all the same. You know, the professional, serious reviews that they do of movies that they usually generally like in review, movies sometimes that are kind of underrated or not really heard of necessarily as much as like some videos or movies they talk about on there are also, you know, popular. They talked about The Thing, but then they also talked about like Enemy Mine and stuff that most people probably haven't heard of. And it actually gets you to know about these movies and some of the cool things about them, you know, positive critique of things. Yeah, no, that's exactly the same as the one where they're all drunk and they're reviewing exercise tapes. Yeah. That's the same. That's just exactly the same.
Each of these shows are more or less just different members of Red Letter Media talking about movies in a mostly unscripted format. Occasionally there will be a celebrity guest star, but for the
I don't get how, like, this is just, like, literally wrong. You're showing footage from an episode where they look at the fucking David Carradine, like exercise garden hose thing. Tai Chi, whatever. And it's like, really though? Is that Best of the Worst or Wheel of the Worst? Is that the same as the one where they calmly sit down and talk about like a Star Trek movie or something in review? Or the Half in the Bag where they talk about like a newly released movie and have like skits and stuff? There's differences between them. I don't know. I mean, yeah, Half in the Bag and review are similar, sure, but calling, like, Wheel of the Worst anything like those two, yes, they watch things and talk about things. In the fucking broadest, most reductive terms, yes, you're right, they're very similar.
For the most part, it's just Red Letter Media. And while that's fine if you like that sort of thing, if you don't, there really isn't much for you on the channel.
You know, if you don't like gangbang porn, then watching this gangbang porno is just not gonna have much for you, you know? If you don't like westerns, I don't know if the Unforgiven, might not be for... Yes, if you don't like this channel, perhaps you won't enjoy what they have to say. Stunning commentary. Steve bro.
It's not like there's a lot of variety between these shows, or even on the channel as a whole. Sure, these are some of the most well-produced review shows here on YouTube, but that doesn't really matter if you just don't care about the opinions of Red Letter Media.
Why does he have this? Okay, well, first of all, yes, it's a review show. If you don't care about the opinions of the reviewers, literally, why are you watching it? Stop, you fucking tiny man! But why do you have this background that's like edgy, distressed bricks, but then you just have it, like, zoomed out in the way that you can see that it's just fake? Like, what? Is that like post-ironic background? Is that what this is? I don't know.
I mean, good production doesn't automatically mean that these
God, his fucking lighting, too, is really driving me insane. This is like I'm playing a fucking Virtual Boy game.
They're good. I'd argue that my videos have pretty good production, but obviously there's a lot of people that don't like my videos. And it's okay to just not like the opinions of certain people, or at least the way they express it.
Are you sure?
This, of course, is all just a matter of opinion, and you're more than welcome to disagree. But this all ties into what bothers me the most about this channel.
Oh, the cigarettes. I'm an edgy reviewer. I've smoked a lot of cigarettes in my life.
In all honesty, a lot of what I've said so far has little to do with why I don't like Red Letter Media.
Also, you know, just again, the guy, the credo of a dipshit online who's a little too fucking self-satisfied and smug about their own opinions. The absolute credo of a person like that, the mantra is, well, it's all just opinions, bro. You're allowed to like and dislike what you want. And it's like, it's always someone like that who's like incredibly smug and clearly feels like their opinion is right, who has to be like, yes, it's all just opinions, yes.
Much. Their early videos, although they can sometimes be corny and lame, don't represent the channel in its current state.
So why did you spend 5 minutes talking about them?
And it's expected that the content that they made in their early days would be vastly inferior to the content they made later when they were more experienced.
If it's expected, then why do you even need to say it if that's what we're expecting? Well, why is this even in the video, bro?
The Plinker reviews, although they arguably represent the channel's current state more accurately, are for the most part satirical and not really meant to be taken completely seriously.
Even though when he made jokes in those videos, you went off the fucking handle about how it's disrespectful to a director or something.
Also, even though Red Letter Media clearly capitalized on the popularity of the Blinket reviews, I highly doubt that they were aware that these reviews would cause millions to start hating George Lucas. If they had known, maybe they wouldn't have bashed him so much. Who knows? Their other review shows at least contain less of this relentless bashing, but at the same time are so much less interesting to watch because of just how unfocused they can be at times, and your enjoyment of the show is solely reliant on you liking Red Letter Media and the way that they review movies.
What did he think he was gonna get from these videos? That's what I don't understand. You don't like film criticism on the internet. What did you think you were gonna get out of these? Best of the worst, sure. I mean, even someone with a cold black heart like you could probably find some laughs there, you know, because that's just people having fun. But like, review is it's in the name. It's a review show. What were you expecting to get out of these videos that you're like shocked that you didn't get? The 40-minute video of them talking about a movie was just, I didn't know. What were you expecting? What were you thinking was gonna be there that was gonna, like, redeem it for you? Why did you even make this fucking video? When he said at the beginning, you know, 4 hours ago when we started this this video, he said at the beginning, like, oh, all the fans keep telling me, you know, your problems with internet reviewers, you know, you should watch Red Letter Media, they're better. He could have just said, I don't like film reviewers on the internet. And that would have been fine. But instead he had to go on this whole fucking thing, and it's like, oh, and as a side note, I also don't like this genre of entertainment. Like, I'm not about to buy a FIFA game and then just spend the entire review going, boy, this is stupid. Soccer sure is stupid. This game sucks because soccer is stupid.
Which I just don't. All of this just makes me feel like Red Letter Media had a lot of potential that was wasted. And that's what truly bothers me about their channel. While they're older...
Oh yeah, they really wasted their potential, unlike you with your fucking cigarette smoke and your jabroni lights, yeah.
It might be cringy to look at nowadays. At least there was variety. Each project felt unique, and they didn't rely on me agreeing with the opinions of Red Letter Media. They felt like honest-to-God indie filmmakers back then. Now
they've decided that they like doing what they do. Which is, I guess, something you don't like. So you're, like, complaining about it or something, okay.
The indie filmmaking aspect of their channel is pretty much gone. Instead of each video feeling like its own project, everything just blends together now, and it sort of just feels like content.
Yeah, which nobody who actually watches the channel would ever agree with, so good job.
This is actually something that goes way beyond Red Letter Media, and it's actually why I don't really watch YouTube that much anymore. YouTube's algorithm actively discourages people from making more labor-intensive projects, and instead encourages people to make streamlined content that can be pumped out on a regular basis.
Oh yes, streamlined content, like how easy it is, I'm sure, for them to make a best of the worst, where they have to get everybody together or have their fucking lights going in the studio, watch 3 terrible movies, find things to say about 3 terrible movies, have to deal with Mike being a contrarian. You know, yeah, so simple, really. It's just so easy, really. I don't know. This feels like disrespectful. It's like, I don't know, you have no idea how hard it was for them to make some of these videos. So why are you telling me, oh, it's so easy for them or something?
Some of my favorite things to watch here on YouTube are comedy shorts, indie films, animated shorts, etc. But these types of videos are being overshadowed by videos that are much easier to put out regularly, like unscripted movie reviews, vlogs, commentary videos, gaming videos.
You are currently... let's acknowledge this here, chat. This fellow has now got on a screen 4 equally similar types of content that all require as much effort to make. We got Red Letter Media. We got Logan Jones up here, famed YouTuber Logan Jones. We got the highly edited and researched Right Opinion videos. I'm not sure why that's here. And then we've got like Dream SMP Minecraft. This is horrible. This is the possibly the worst part of this video. Just this 4-way thing here. What am I supposed to take from this? That these are all easy to make? That these... I'm not even upset with regards to Red Letter Media in this. I'm upset with regards to the Right Opinion. Do you have any idea how long his videos are and how much like effort goes into those? Holy shit, and you're comparing it to 15-year-olds playing Minecraft and a 15-year-old in a 47-year-old's body playing at being a boxer. Yeah, real similar, yeah.
And in general...
What a fucking dipshit.
Just content. Stuff that's endlessly repeatable. Why put out one short film every couple of months?
Yeah, why put out a terrible short film like the one that you're referring to here that you made, which we watched, which was hard to sit through because it was so bad, when you could instead put out, like, you know, 2 best of the worsts a month, which people actually care about and are looking forward to. It's low effort content, man.
When you can just pick a single format that works and keep filming in that exact same format until it stops working. Say what you want about the early days of YouTube sketch comedy, at least there was diversity between videos. It wasn't always person talks at camera. I feel like Red Letter Media missed their opportunity to do something different. With their massive following, they could have introduced hundreds of thousands of movie review fans to the world of indie filmmaking by making their reviews more centered around how these films are made rather than just how they feel about them.
Yeah, great. So we could have been like every other shitty film reviewer out there who spends like 45 minutes pretending that they know what they're doing and like filming their alter ego evil twin, forcing them to review the Care Bears movie. Yeah, we could have got some real cool dramatic shots like this guy with his cigarette and his blue and red lighting. Oh, it's such a shame that we got robbed of such creativity. Instead, we click on a video of 2 guys reviewing a movie, and we get 2 guys reviewing a movie. How tragic, really.
They could have diversified their channel by continuing to make indie films as well as their reviews instead of
Clearly they didn't want to do that.
3 review shows that are virtually identical.
Virtually not at all identical. There are similarities between 2 of them. This is like me walking into a restaurant without having eaten anything at the restaurant and saying, oh yeah, well this one has bread and that one has bread. I mean, they're the same thing. This one has food in it. Come on. It's identical.
They could have used their celebrity guest stars to make something way more cinematic, like what James Rolfe did when he got Macaulay Culkin to guest star on AVGN.
Oh yeah, way more cinematic. These 2 sitting here. It's real cinematic.
You go to a store and you see your face on a cartridge. You go like, I'm going to play with myself all day long. Every kid deserves a video game based on themselves, am I right? But no, they shat on me. They shat on my legacy.
But instead...
Yeah, Red Letter Media has done more cinematic things in videos that have included Macaulay Culkin. I'm gonna be honest.
When Red Letter Media had Macaulay Culkin on their show...
And I like AVGN, that's not like a dig at him, but like, what are you even saying, dude? That wasn't cinematic. What is wrong with you?
No, it's literally just him.
I know this guy loves the prequels and Suicide Squad, but come on, dude. Readjust your... Come on.
What kind of filmmakers get their hands on a professional Hollywood actor and don't even have him do any acting whatsoever?
Yeah, how dare they had their friend Macaulay Culkin show up and they just had fun with him and did their show as normal instead of forcing him to jump through hoops and act. Yeah, how awful. I can't believe they really wasted their potential that way. They acted like people instead of like putting on some phony fucking production. Yeah. Can't believe it.
I feel like Red Letter Media could have been so much more. Hell, if they'd have played their cards right with all the celebrity attention they've gotten over the years, they could have even worked their way into the actual film industry. Which is what I'm sure they are.
Well, they could have worked their way into the actual film industry where they wouldn't be allowed to say their opinions on things anymore. Yeah.
All originally wanted to do in the first place, but instead settled for this microwaved YouTube Insta fame the minute they realized the potential of the Plinkett reviews.
This just has such a like... There's just this... The microwaved Insta fame. Like, oh yeah. You know, you're right. We should all just, you know, big ol' round of applause for Neo Jesus. He has red and blue lights, okay? He has a cigarette, right? Very productive, very good production quality. You know, not microwaved, very good. Very unique. If only he had the views that they have, you know, they with their terrible show. You know, he's the one who deserves it, really. Hats off to Neo Jesus. He's such a good content creator, you know? He deserves more.
Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Red Letter Media hasn't settled into the YouTube market yet, and they have a very detailed business plan going forward. One of the main reasons why I never want to be popular here on YouTube is because YouTube is not sustainable. YouTube has changed the nature of their monetization time and time again. And YouTubers that used to make bank off of their videos now might not even be able to monetize their videos at all, and now have to rely on sponsorships.
It sure is a shame to see what happened to AVGN. Yeah. He used to have the series You Know What's Bullshit. And then he tried to bring it back, and he wasn't allowed to say bullshit, and a 3-minute video would have like a 2-minute sponsorship segment. What a shame.
Eventually, YouTube will no longer be profitable for anybody. Or at least will only be profitable enough for the top 10% or so to realistically live off of their ad revenue.
Yeah, which makes me think that Red Letter Media, who still consistently just say what they feel and don't knuckle under to corporate interests and persuasion of, you know, money people and whatnot, you know, it really makes you think that maybe that's a good thing, that they just talk about what they talk about.
Maybe Red Letter Media foresees this and have an escape plan ready for when YouTube is no longer profitable for them.
They have a Patreon.
Mike Stacklaza has done some work in traditional media recently, voicing Desmond in the Adult Swim show Smiling Friends, created by fellow YouTuber Zach Cadell, aka Psychic Pebbles. Perhaps this is the beginning.
Someone died on Christmas. We hear the sirens.
Of Red Letter Media's transition into more traditional media. It's impossible to know these things for sure, but I certainly hope that Red Letter Media continues to branch out into bigger and better things so that I won't have to see them as just the little filmmakers that could.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to have to you're not important, dude. I don't think they or anybody else cares about what you see them as. Was there anything else to this? No, pretty much that's it. Yeah, I don't know. This tiny film school man complains for what felt like 2 hours but was only actually a half an hour that a channel that makes a type of content he doesn't care for is making the type of content that he doesn't care for, and hopes that maybe they might swerve from the content they want to make that he doesn't happen to care for into something that he does care for. That's the majority of this video. You really buried the lead in this one, Neo Jesus. Our little Neo Jesus in the manger. You really buried the lead in this one, because if you had just started the video with, hey, I don't really like film criticism, or take it seriously, or care about it, then it's like, alright, fine. So I will assume that you don't like Red Letter Media then, but he just had to go on and on with this stupid fucking video that had like maybe a cumulative 1 minute that wasn't torture to sit through, where he just says things that are mostly wrong and stupid and wrong a couple more times. But anyway, that's it. That's the stream. For people on the East Coast, it is no longer Christmas. It's now Boxing Day. So we're gonna box up the stream here. I'm gonna throw on a little bit of music, and we're gonna take care of. Well, hang on a second. Hold the fort. Let me. I got all my songs, I had them set up, and then I fucked them up, and now they're all, like, out of order. Oh, yeah. Ba, ba, ba. Christmas time! Christmas time! Alright, so. Read through some super chats here. Let's see. $2 from Sukeban Dega Lavi Thunder Saki Sanobashi. Can you do Tim Box on your next stream? You know, potentially. Let me... I think somebody has mentioned Tim Box. There's a video about him called Preventing the Next Christian. Alright, maybe. No promises, but I'll look into it. Let's see, $5 from the Mad Bama, Baby Normal Activity. That's the version for YouTube Kids. $5 from Victor Martinez. Today marks 30 years since the dissolution of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. Yeah, rest in peace to the wall and whatnot. $2 from Dead Heart. Can I get a motivational quote from you? That. O come Emmanuel. And ransom captive. Motivational quote. Don't eat the yellow snow. And... I don't know. Don't try to hide a pacifier under your mask, because we'll know. We'll all know. $2 from Victor Martinez. Merry Christmas to all the true Santa believers. No, you're gone. You're gone. You're not wanted here. Santa fucking truthers. Santa by winter, right? But then by summer, you're all out looking for Bigfoot. I know how it is. $5 from Fidgety Penguin. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Yeah, keep the change. $5 from Hunter Valentine. Thanks for the stream. I'm spending Christmas alone this year, and it feels just as shitty as people say. But hey, hope for the new year and all that. Yeah, we're going on 3 years of a plague. So you know, there's hope. There's hope that the third year of the plague might be more livable than the first two. Yeah, no, we're all, a lot of us, you know, this was Christmas for the rest of us, this stream. A lot of us, I feel, you know, you do a stream on Christmas Day, you're probably, you got a good amount of people watching who are going to be like, you know, miserable bastards like me, who, you know, didn't have much else to do on Christmas. So that's, you know, we're the largest gathering of unfestive dipshits. That's this stream. Yeah, I don't know. Christmas alone sucks, but you know, it could be bad. It could be worse. You could be at that one guy's Christmas dinner where you're arguing about Trump a year after he's no longer in office. It could be worse. $5 from Gabuko Mitsukiva. Merry Christmas, my guy. I ain't your guy, buddy. $5 from Carnizzle. Never thought that Chris would be celebrating Christmas in jail. Well, I mean, I never thought he'd deserve it. But he kind of does. 20 bucks from S. Marlin. Merry Christmas, you bastard. For Christmas, I got a better job. Stay merry, Clawfather. Well, I'll try my best. Shout-outs to your new job. I hope that you don't fuck the cleaning lady on your desk and lose it. Because, you know, it's the holiday season, you know. Of course it's cashmere. 10 bucks. Thank you very much, by the way. 10 bucks from Remy. A lovely Christmas gift, Clawfather. How was your Christmas? Message for the 50 Este Mohammed Rajib Wali Kanaquin, Texas. I don't... Alright then. Is that... Did I just activate a bomb somewhere? What the fuck was that? That was concerning. I guess my Christmas is fine. I don't know. I guess it could be worse. I get to spend it with you folks. 5 bucks from Martin Willis. Happy holiday / Merry Christmas, Clawfather. I hope you've got lots of good bud and drink. Well, not very good bud, but I do have drink. In fact, we're still not done this gin. This gin's gonna be with me for like another year. I wasn't going easy on it either. I was taking normal size sips, and we're still like midway through the label on how much I have left. That's crazy. 5 bucks from Vibrarian. Okay, well this is in OWO speak. Thank you for watching. I'm not saying this, but Merry Christmas. Thank you. 10 bucks from Eskar Goons Goonies. Merry Cringemas, Deadwing. Hopefully you have a good rest of your night. Also, have you seen the garbage stew from Cooking with Jack? I have not. It's something that could probably rival the party cheese salad. Well, I will definitely look into that garbage stew. Hang on a sec. Alright. 5 bucks from Great White 60. Merry Quickmas, Cringelords, CWC-mas. Merry Christmas from everybody here in Quickville. 2 bucks from Gabriel Cortez. I'm broke, but please take my $2 gift, Clawfather. Well, because it's Christmas, I'll take it, but don't. If you're broke, don't let it become a habit. Keep your money. 10 bucks from Vulcan Winter. Been having a crappy day. Your streams help drive away the crippling loneliness, even if only for a little bit. Thanks, dude. Well, again, you could be Neo Jesus. It could always be worse. 5 bucks from Victor Martinez. Happy holidays and New Year's to all. Let's see what wacky shenanigans 2022 brings us. Well, we saw the series finale of Chris Chan in 2021. So I don't really know how we can top that, but, you know, there's a lot of other lolcows out there. Maybe one of them might start a nuclear jihad. You know, I have my money on King Cobra. 2 bucks from A Sanity Man. Thanks for all the laughs, Claw. Cheers. Well, yeah, happy cheers holidays and whatnot. $15 from Tech Priest. Hey man, instead of my usual crap, I just wanted to say thanks for the streams. They've been a real help getting through peak season this year. Have some funds for whatever you want. Well, thank you. Yeah, I haven't been doing enough streams lately. I recognize that. I don't know, I get this feeling in my head that it's been a little while. I'm not going to be on my A game. Maybe tomorrow I'll be on my A game, and then I'm not, and I keep putting it off. And yeah, I should stop doing that, but gets hard sometimes, harder than you might think to have to talk to, you know, over 1,000 people at once and try to do it in a way that doesn't result in you saying something stupid, you know. But yeah, I should probably try to stream a bit more for sure. 10 bucks from Pazzy Shifter. Happy holidays, since YouTube won't let me say Merry Seamus. YouTube won't let you say Merry Christmas anymore? That can't be true. Maybe you meant to say Cuntmas. I feel like he meant to say Cuntmas. I think that's what he was trying to say. 10 bucks from Exile, or from from Kaylee Campbell. Merry Christmas, Clawfather. Spent the day high off my ass at my grandparents' house. My mom, brother, and I ate edibles. They make the racism and homophobia more tolerable. Hope you have a good one. Well, that sounds like a very... that sounds like a very specific kind of Christmas to be having. I hope that worked out okay for you. Careful driving home, I suppose. $5 from Exiled Postman. Do you have a Streamlabs link so I can donate without, her getting a cut? Technically, I think I do, but I don't have it set up at all, so maybe I'll look into that. I don't know, the thing I like about YouTube streaming is that it's just, do you want to donate and say a thing? Then you do, and it's like, simple, I don't know, having to get into all of the... When I was on Twitch, I never figured out the, stream, donation with message thing. I never figured that out. I think that is a Streamlabs thing. I think that's what the problem was. Because for that, it was always like, oh, someone donated you bits. And I'm like, alright, well, I can't exactly read out that at the end of a stream. But, yeah, I don't know. I like the format here. Definitely look into that, though, if Susan doesn't get a cut. $10 from Vibrarian. Okay, no, but literally, what class of being is Santa? I asked this to my mutuals on Tumblr some time ago, and I was like, is he a cryptid, a wizard, a mage? And my favorite response was DILF. Well, judging by South Park, Santa is... I don't know, actually. I've been thinking, actually, as I've been watching... I've been both getting back into, fantasy books, namely Wheel of Time, and watching a lot of South Park lately. So I was thinking last night as I was watching Santa in that, I was like, imagine a 10-novel fantasy epic about Santa. And elves and Krampus lore and stuff. That would be pretty cool. I don't know. I could see it. Let me see. $20 from the Mad Bumma. Happy cancel, Miss Claw. Can't stick around. Hope you and yours have a wonderful break. Celebrate the birth of the catalyst of Qua in style with some didgeridoo from the land of kangaroo and infinite coal. I appreciate the didgeridoo. My Qua Bible, I'm gonna buy a new one, and I'm gonna add some stickers and stuff to it. Really personalize it. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas, okay? $5 from Triple X. Merry Christmas! Thank you for a great year. I really enjoy your content. Lots of bad days turned into fun ones after watching your streams. Well, that's what we're all about here. Again, we're not here to bully or make other people feel bad, but we are here to point out that their lives are terrible and ours are, at least marginally better by comparison. So, I don't know. Does that count as bullying? That's I don't know. That's kind of just horrible. But it's all in good fun, don't worry. $10 from Ezra F. I always thought it was ironic that most of these guys into ABDL do not shave. They don't even try to have the look of a literal child who has not experienced puberty yet. Yeah, there was one guy who was Merry Christmas ABDL video, and I almost clicked on that. And that guy was full on Odinist beard. You could imagine him being one of those types of guys who would storm the Capitol. Yeah. That guy was an ABDL, apparently, so, it takes all kinds. $5 from Codename Melion. You gotta go read Baby Boy's About tab. It will make my Christmas complete. You know what? That's a good point. Why don't we do that? Baby Boy's About tab. For any of us who missed the first video of the stream, this is for you. I love diapers, says Baby Boy. We are diapers at 8. Always know I belong in diapers. Don't care what people say. I'm proud who I am. Please comment and ask me anything. Love you all. Bottle emoji. Hate yous, potty. ABDL and others. Must be 18 to watch videos. I only have a cell phone to use. We'll get better. Have videos for everyone. Please enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe, Hit the bell emoji when I put new video on. Still probably type ABDL diaper proud. Get my videos. Not going to change what I typed on old videos. ABDL and others stay the same. Even I have new names, still say ABDL and others before I typed. Hope you like new name, baby boy. So there you go. That was good. That was a good one. Yeah, shoutouts to baby boy. I hope his Christmas is okay. $5 from Vincent Stallone. Merry Cringemas, Claude Daddy. Much love, brudda. Well, Merry Christmas. $2 from Simon Simons. Ho 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 ho. Just a lot of hoes. That's the message. Thank you. $5 from Zippy. No message, but thank you. $5 from Simon Simons. I'm a Christian and I say Merry Christmas, even if Jesus wasn't actually born on it. It's about coming together, being thankful, and consuming. That's right. It's all about presents. That's what Kyle and Stan once told me. $10 from the Bobinator. Santa Denier epically owns millions of Santa believers across the globe with one video. That's right, I deconstructed it with facts and logic, motherfuckers. $5 from Big Meaty Claus. Merry Christmas, Claw. Love you. You're my best antidepressant, and I wish you a wonderful, happy new year. Hope you got what you wanted for Christmas. I got nothing for Christmas, so... Not really. I suppose I could buy myself some gifts. But, you know, I got to do a nice stream for Christmas, so that's pretty alright. I don't know. You know, as a kid who grew up poor for quite a while, frankly, Christmas has always happened on Boxing Day for me anyways. You know, that's when you get the real good deals. So tomorrow will be my Christmas. Don't even worry. $2 from Pazzy Shifter, Boomerang. Yeah, I know, I missed the video for a second. You didn't miss much. $10 from Jeff Pliskin. This guy's voice and mannerisms make me expect. So, basically, Santa and God, aren't real, and, pretty much, I thought they were just cute videos, pretty much, Man, whatever happened to Ross? Whenever he comes back, someone's gotta let me know, because I wanna get in on that. I've always just been a Ross observer. I wanna get in on the ground floor of Ross whenever he inevitably comes back to the internet and tries to make content or something. You know, hey, Gus Johnson came back even after he did something horrible. So, and everybody made fun of him, so there you go. $5 from Erotic Diarrhea Fantasy. So, temper your expectations with this super chat. Found your content recently. I've been binging for weeks. Oh god, the cough. I work with a guy who eats Wendy's chili salad. Thinks he's on a diet. Yuck. What do you think? I don't understand the concept of going to a fast food place and getting a salad. Maybe you work somewhere and there's just fast food near you and you're trying to diet, but like, I don't know, usually there's like a chopped leaf or something. There's like a pita pit, someplace where you can get like, at least a Subway. Subway's not health food, and some people think that it is, but at least a Subway, you know? But then people go to McDonald's and get a fucking salad, and I'm like, dude, why? Come on. Yeah, I don't know. Wendy's chili salad, though. The first thing that came to my mind when I read that was your name, actually. Erotic Diarrhea Fantasy. That's my favorite Queen album, actually. Erotic Diarrhea Fantasy. That was back when they were more prog. $20 from Smithy McSmith. Happy Jesus McPresents Day. Thanks for the stream. Well, thank you, Mr. Smithy. Not that Mr. Smithy, I'm sure. A very different Mr. Smithy, but thank you. Thank you very much. $5 from Clammy Vagicarp. Merry Christmas, Claw. Any suggestions for the Steam/Epic sales? I got Greedfall and Red Dead 2. Deadwing 2, that's right. That's the sequel to me. The Cringe Atheist was fascinating. Yeah, he was pretty interesting. The sale. I don't know if it's different for Canada than it is for the States, if you're in the States or wherever you are. But looking at what I see here, what would I get? Pick up Sniper Elite 4. It's pretty good if you're into, like, stealthy third-person shooter kind of World War II kind of thing. Sniper Elite 4 is really good. Yakuza 0 is $7.49. No excuse not to pick up that. Bloodstained is $20. You could get that. Yeah, there's some good options here. I got the PS5 version of Control on sale because it turns out that's one of the games where you have to pay extra to be able to transfer it from the last gen to the new gen. I had the PS4 version, but I was not about to play. I was not about to pay like $50 or whatever for the full thing. I got it on sale, and that's probably for the best. Let's see, $5 from Giga Chad. All I wanted for Christmas was a sweet schizo meltdown. She reminds me of a schizo girl at the gas arguing who asked me if I knew how to make an EMP. Wow. I don't know, I think of like schizo old ladies, and I think of that one lady who was like, the garbage go out on Tuesdays! Ah! And she started like doing the fucking chicken dance in the road. Like, that's what I think. And then that lady turned out to be like an anti-masker. She, completely unrelated to her previous freakouts, she had like a Walmart meltdown. Maybe she wasn't an anti-masker. She's probably an anti-masker. She's crazy, but she, it was at least a Walmart meltdown. It was a separate, it might not have been mask related, but it was a pretty good meltdown. She was like calling them, you fucking accuser of the brethren. That lady, does anybody remember that lady? That lady was crazy multiple times on camera, unrelated. I always love that. When you get like one meltdown and then separately it's like, wait, this lady in this other meltdown video, holy shit, it's that lady. Wow, I love that. $2 from Simon Simons, channeling Eric lady, but meth. Yeah, meth instead of coke. $2 from Victor Martinez, problematic. He's a problem. That Aladdin costume's still in my mother's attic. $5 from Exiled Postman. Imagine how this guy reacted the first time he touched a woman. Lol, just kidding. Touched grass even, probably didn't happen. $2 from Mama Catswell. Man, Vosh really let himself go. The debate. I'm gonna debate Vosh about whether or not he looks like that guy. It's gonna happen, guys. $3 from Promptos. Oh no, run! He is putting a trance on all of us! Oh no, we can't escape. $2 from Giga Chad. This guy's voice has a "Why are you gay?" sound. Oh, I think I know who you mean. Yes, he did have a bit of that. $5 from Tyson Vienstra, not sure. Claw Lad, have you heard of zip ties and biased plies? Might be worth checking out. Zip ties. Alright then, let me bookmark Timbox here. Zip ties and, okay. I like how this came up immediately when I... What the fuck is this? Alrighty! This is like old trucks. And like, this is like a redneck truck channel. I don't know why you would think I would want to watch this. Christmas special, burnout, call out. Yeah, I don't know. This doesn't seem like my kind of thing. This is all like old trucks. I don't see how this would be of interest to me, but maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. $2 from Victor Martinez. Why blame Jews for all the world's ills? Well, you know, I have to assume that if the world was flat, that would make things a lot easier for Jews, you know? They keep getting kicked out of countries and stuff, you know? You don't have to walk uphill or anything. You just walk along a flat, straight line. I could see that. At least for a flat earther. $5 from Pair A Shoot Pants. Thanks for always great content, Claw. You got me on a Yakuza binge, so I wanted to ask, what's your favorite Yakuza game? Any platform. Well, I think most people agree that if you play Yakuza 0 and you don't find yourself liking it, then you might as well not bother with the rest of them. I wouldn't say 0 is necessarily my favorite, but it is definitely, you know, play that one, and if you don't like it, don't bother with the rest. You know, I like 5. I like Yakuza. Yakuza 1's a hard one to recommend, because it's like, do you recommend the horribly aged PS2 one, which I like in spite of its problems, or do you recommend the remake, which includes like bosses every 5 seconds and kind of fucks with Majima's character a little bit? I don't know. Watch the cutscenes at least in the remake. Yakuza 1 has a really good storyline. But yeah, I don't know. My favorite... I don't know. I guess one of my favorites now is probably Lost Judgment, the new Judgment game. But that's also just the newest one, so I don't know. Depends on what day you ask me, I guess. $3, sorry, from Dean Crossman. Flat Earth, early bird looks like Pedro Pascal. Yeah, little Joel, little Pedro Pascal. I could see that. $20 from Sugar Melody. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for all the content and for putting degenerates on blast the way you do. Glad to have you as part of my Christmas day, and I hope yours was wonderful. Well, I appreciate that. I'm not really out here to put people on blast necessarily. I mean, sometimes that happens, but I'm more just here for the laughs, you know, just some innocent laughing at people and making fun of the way they act and talk and live. You know, it is perfectly innocent, nice, wholesome, kind-hearted stuff like that. But thank you very much for watching. Thank you for enjoying, and hope to see you in the future. Hope to do more actual videos and streams and stuff in the future. But, you know, in my defense, Wheel of Time is so long, it'll probably be next Christmas by the time I'm finished the series. So, I've got a lot on my plate, you know, please excuse. But thank you. $2 from Victor Martinez. This future sucks. Take me to a simpler time. Yeah, I'll jump you into Stewie's time machine. We'll go back to the 50s. It'll be great. 512 from Exiled Postman. Internet critics who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Yeah, imagine being an internet critic of other internet critics without liking internet criticism as like a genre. I don't know, that's pretty weird. 521 from Exiled Postman. Neo Jesus. Filmmaking is a collaborative effort. Also Neo Jesus. George Lucas made the original trilogy. That's right, him alone. Definitely not that guy who directed and wrote the most popular Star Wars movie. Not him. George Lucas did it all. $5 from Blaze Foster. Barry Cribmas Clawfather. May today and the new year be filled with cringe and fun times. Hopefully both, yes. A good mix of both. Merry Christmas to you. $2 from Autistic Wolf. Merry Xmas Bear. Thanks for the years of entertainment. It really has been years, hasn't it? As of January 15th, 2022, it will have been, what, 3 years? I started in 2018. Or no, I started... my first video came out in early 2019. So that's, yeah, 2 years. It's been a while. I look back and I'm like, wow, did I really start the Discord server in like March or whatever of 2019? And yeah, it's been a while. Been a little while. And I don't know. I've been having fun. In spite of all the problems, I would very much like to keep doing this for a long time. But I don't know how much YouTube wants me to do it for a long time. $5 from Squibbleable. This guy has tried and failed autofellatio multiple times. He even tried the autoerotic asphyxiation. He even tried that, but, you know, he just wound up hanging himself. Didn't go right, but But, yeah, $2 from M and Metfees. Criticizing Mr. Plankett is punishable by death. Really should be, yes. $20 from Vincent Bayer. I've been binging your cooking streams. Need more. Well, apparently Charlie, I don't want to say Critical found it, but Critical did a video recently where it was him looking at some bad cooking, and I think there were some original new bad cooks in there. He hasn't found Iron Wrath yet. When Critical finds Iron Wrath, the internet will shatter and bend. But he hasn't found him yet, but he might have found a new, fun, bad cook, so I'll have to look into that, honestly. I haven't watched that video yet, but I will have to look into that, because that might be a worthy channel to observe. Let's see, $2 from Giga Chad. The Shadow is giving Claw woodies, everyone. Yeah, I've been taken in by the Shadow. I've got the dagger. It's making me go crazy. Wheel of Time references, everybody. Listen, Dork is in my name. You knew coming in. $2 from Krug the Grug. Thoughts on the most recent Best of the Worst? Yeah, not one of the best Christmas ones, but pretty good. They kind of stumbled upon some not so great movies and videos, I would say. There was no, oh man, we forgot to watch Christmas with Dennis this year. Holy shit. I wanted to watch Christmas with Dennis. What a shame. Maybe next year. Let's see. $5 from Larm Claw. That's how I feel about your streams. Keep up the madness. I don't know what that's actually in reference to. Oh, I think the length thing, probably. The thing I said about Red Letter Media should make their videos longer. I know people enjoy the streams, and I can't argue with that there. Personally, as I said, I'm more of a long-form video kind of person, and so that's probably why I've moved more towards streaming, because I feel like if it was me watching me, I would prefer watching streams rather than, you know, a 10-minute edited video, which is nice, you know, that's maybe got more effort put into it, but personally, I don't know, I guess I'm just more of a long-form stream guy. That's more what I would watch if it was me. $20 from QF Glenn. Hey man, Merry Christmas. Shout out to my buddy Sasha, please. We watch you together. Any advice for someone with a broken heart? Be best. Shout outs to Sasha. I don't know if that's our Sasha on the server, but shout outs to Sasha. As for broken heart, live yourself. Live your own, I don't want to say live your best life, but be yourself. Do things that make you happy. And sooner or later, you'll attract a nice person, male or female, or hopefully not a dog. You'll attract a nice person who will see you doing things that make you happy, and, you know, you'll be in your natural environment kind of thing. Rather than, like, desperately seeking out love or something like that. Just seek out things that make you happy, and then somebody who's a like-minded individual will likely enter your life at some point. Try to focus on yourself. That's my advice, I guess. Best of luck with the broken heart. $5 from Boats Can Fly. Holy shit, Claw is alive. Yeah, after the finale of the Wheel of Time show, I almost didn't make it, but I pulled through. Don't worry. $5 from Andrew Stebbins. Hey, Deadwing, this is the greatest Christmas present we could ask for. Thank you for the stream, and shout out to our buddy Glenn. Yeah, I guess shout outs to Glenn. QF Glenn, I guess. Or unless that's a different shout out. I don't know. Shout outs to Glenn, you know? Glenn Close. There you go. Shout outs to Glenn Close. You're welcome for the stream. I hope you I hope you enjoyed. Oh, never mind. $5 from QF Glenn. Andrew and Sasha Stevens. Appreciate you guys. Cheers. Friendship heals the deepest wounds. All the best to you. So I guess there's like a three-way friendship going on of people that watch my stuff. And yeah, shout outs to all you guys. I hope you enjoy the festivities. And try to have something for New Year's, I guess. Maybe we'll ring in the New Year, you know, when instead of like watching the ball drop or whatever, we'll just watch some crazy people. That might be good. $5 from Andrew Stevens. No, wait, I read that one already. $5 from Arch Yoda 7. He likes the prequels. Oh, that's why he hates RLM, which is weird because I like both. No bully. I mean, you know, the prequels were great for video games and giving us like weird androids and shit and Naboo spaceships or whatever. In terms of movies, I wouldn't say they're all that great, but you know. $5 from Victor Martinez. OSHA is now requiring employers to submit proof of vaccination. I have a feeling this is going to backfire. Yeah, I don't know. It seems very... Like, apparently in most, in America, they are not forcing you to be vaccinated to see a movie. Here they are. So, Spider-Man came out, and I was like, alright, fine, I'll finally get the vaccine so I can go see Spider-Man. I did. Got my first shot. Turns out I need all three, and then, like, a month needs to have passed since my last one before I can go to a movie. Meanwhile, in the States, there's just no rules on that. So, I don't know, I'm growing very bitter as someone who's like, yeah, we have like less of a problem with Corona here than you guys do, and yet I can't go see a movie. But you guys can, I guess, even though, I don't know, it's a whole thing. Quick question, what's the country that had all the stupid people, protesting, wearing masks and stuff? And we're the ones that can't go see a movie unless we're... Okay. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. $2 from Neo. Name the most depressing lolcow. I guess Chris Chan now, in a lot of ways. Chris Chan's the only one that has like a definitive ending that's very sad. Maybe Wings of Redemption is kind of depressing. A little bit of Cosmo. I don't know. $2 from Victor Martinez. I see you as a pickup truck person. I hate pickup trucks. I live in a town filled with rednecks who drive pickup trucks, and I would very much like if they were all Thanos snapped out of existence. Especially my landlord. $5 from Victor Martinez. Here's some freedom dollars for medicine and vodka, Comrade Claw. Well, thank you. I will share this with the other workers, my fellow comrades. And finally, $20 from Kelly Undead. Hiya, Claw. Hope you're having a Merry Christmas. Well, you know what? I wasn't earlier. I was asleep until 3 in the afternoon, and I was feeling kind of like lousy because it's Christmas, and I was, you know, alone and everything. But now I'm partially. Not drunk, I'm a little toasty, and I'm with you folks, and at least I'm not Atheist Mo, you know? It could be worse. But, yeah, that will be it for the stream. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Been listening to a bit of the Sufjan Stevens Christmas albums here. But, I'm going to end things off. We started the stream with a very nice song by Agnes Obel. That was one of her instrumental songs. I'm going to end things off with one of her songs with vocals. This is called Aventine. It's a nice wintry kind of song. Yeah, take it easy, everybody. Penis, ho ho ho. May you walk with the light or whatever. Yeah. Merry days.